Most meteorologists expecting somewhere between 11 o'clock and 2. And, as we get later on in the afternoon into the early evening hours, it'll start to fade out of here. So by 6 o'clock tonight, it's expected to actually be out of Kentucky. So, there's going to be a stretch of the afternoon where things weather-wise could get dicey, quite frankly. It's going to be strong winds, wind gusts that even outside of thunderstorms could gust up to 50 miles per hour at times. And if you see the storms with it, maybe even harder than that. But if we make it through that 2-3 hour period or so, by this afternoon, 6 o'clock, that storm's out of here. We'll give you a forecast coming your way. News comes up here first.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Perryville Mayor Carlos Miller said he hopes that discontinuing live streaming of city council meetings will help encourage more public comment. We told you a month ago that the Perryville City Council voted to discontinue live streaming of their city council meetings, something that became popular during the midst of COVID-19. The decision was met with some opposition, as those Perryville residents who said they want to watch but can't attend were left without an option. However, in an interview with the Advocate Messenger, Miller said he hopes the decision, quote, encourages the citizens to come to the meetings and voice their opinions during the open forum instead of posting on Facebook. The decision to end the live streaming also came after Perryville voted in favor of purchasing $4,000 worth of video equipment and microphone equipment to make streaming quality better. That purchase was reimbursed by the state government, and Miller says they're now looking into how to repurpose that equipment. Perryville City Council did have a meeting last night. Ephraim McDowell Health is now offering an expanded occupational health service for local industries and their workforce. The new center will offer drug screenings, immunizations, wellness offerings, pre-employment screenings, and physicals, among other things. The Ephraim McDowell Health Occupational Health Services will be open Mondays through Fridays, 7 until 4:30 by appointment only, with non-traditional hours as well. The Danville School Board swore in a new chair, vice chair, and member on the board at their most recent meeting. The Danville School Board met earlier this week and voted to name Esther Ruggiero as the chair and Jennifer Pusateri as the vice chair of the Danville School Board. Members also selected Melinda Weathers to fill the vacancy on the board after a member moved outside the school district. The city of Danville is working on a community gift card program. While some details are still being ironed out, the city says they're looking for locally owned and operated businesses to participate in this gift card program. Shops, restaurants, artists, experiences, and more. They're having a quick question and answer session with those interested business owners this morning at 8:30 at Danville City Hall. If you're a business owner and can't make that session, you can email mcrossfield@danvilleky.gov with your questions. And Bergen Independent Schools recently became one of just 7 districts in the state that earned 4-star status or better on all of their district schools. Bergen recently received the 4-star ranking for the elementary, middle, and high school. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Listen to WHIR online at hometownlive.net, powered by Kentucky, YMAX.com.
Lawson's Tractor 2, your local Kubota equipment dealer, wants to help you deliver a job done right. That's why they want you to know that the new Kubota inventory is arriving daily. You have work to do. They have the reliability and durability and versatile lineup to help you do it all. Visit Lawson's Tractor 2 today for all your equipment needs. Lawson's Tractor 2, 4 miles south of Danville on Highway 127, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 8 to noon. Lawson's Tractor 2.
Isaiah House provides holistic substance abuse treatment to help recovering addicts achieve sobriety for a lifetime.
If you're looking for treatment, if you're looking for help out there, and you're a woman, you can't do it by yourself. They will welcome you in with open arms and open hands right where you're at.
Kentucky Medicaid accepted for treatment. Call Isaiah House Treatment Center today, 859-375-9200. Isaiah House Treatment Center, real hope for addiction.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by the HVAC outlet right here in Danville. They're offering the best ductless mini splits you can install yourself, or they can help you with installation. They're one of the largest distributors in the state of Kentucky. They have heat pumps with 10-year parts warranties and financing available. Call before you buy anywhere else. Get the outlet price from the HVAC outlet in Danville, 859-209-1112. What do we have today? We have severe weather alert. And that's certainly in play as wind gust will get up into the 50s, 60s. I even saw on one radar maybe even to the 70s with some sustained winds that we'll see today. Certainly the chance at some strong thunderstorms. There is a chance a tornado is in play as well. And it's a severe weather day. And we've known about this. It's kind of come to fruition over the last couple of days. And we're seeing that now come into play today. Again, here's the good news. It's going to be early afternoon. By the time we get past this system, by later on tonight, we should be in the clear and should be good to go for the remainder of the evening and over the weekend. However, because of that severe weather, there have been multiple changes to schedules, the biggest one being schools out. All the area schools, Danville, DCA, Boyle, Garrett, Mercer, Lincoln, they're all out today because of this severe weather that's expected to hit later on in the early afternoon hours. So they're all out of school. There's also changes to the girls' 12th Region basketball tournament. We'll talk about that in the sports report coming up, but that's been pushed back a day, so the semifinals will now be Saturday, and the championship game of that will be Sunday. That's big for this area because we have two area teams left in that girls' tournament. You've got Danville and Mercer County both remaining out of the final four teams in the 12th region, so they'll play their games Saturday and Sunday now instead of tonight and on Saturday. That's what we have right now. Let's hop into a Joe Show time. Let's rock and let's roll.
Say, look at JoJo.
Good morning to you, Danville and Boyle County. It's time for the Joe Show on 103.9 FM WHIR.
Alrighty, folks, it's Friday, it's March the 3rd, and today we celebrate National Anthem Day, which is perfect because we have the National Anthem coming up here in just a minute. The National Anthem was written during the War of 1812. The British had already taken Washington, D.C., and had advanced to Fort McHenry. If they took Baltimore, they would cut the country in half. William Beans, an elderly physician, was on one of the British ships, had been taken prisoner in Maryland. A lawyer and a friend, a man by the name of Francis Scott Key, had come to negotiate his release, and while they were waiting aboard the British ship, they saw the bombardment of Fort McHenry. Through the night, the two men watched the lights of bombs and rockets, and they knew that the Americans were still resisting. But in the morning, it was dark and quiet. The battle was over. The friends waited on the ship for the sun to rise, wondering in the cool pre-dawn air which flag they would see over the fort. Would it be the British flag or the American flag? And they saw the American flag raise, and it was on that date, 1931, this date, President Herbert Hoover actually signed the bill that officially designated the Star-Spangled Banner as the official national anthem of the United States. And today, folks, is the day we honor the national anthem. 238-WHIR, the phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447 to get birthdays and anniversaries on. And again, we start off every show with the playing of the national anthem. It's brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall here in Danville and the Hometown Radio Network, teaming up to honor America with a national anthem. And today in the spotlight, we have country music star Luke Bryan, who sang the national anthem before Super Bowl 51. And here's how that sounded here, right here as we honor America with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds flying over the stadium here at the end. You may hear that roaring in the background. That's the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds there flying over the stadium as Luke Bryan did that national anthem. That was Super Bowl 51. That's the one that breaks my heart the most. That's the Patriots-Falcons Super Bowl, where the Patriots came back to beat the Falcons in overtime, 34-28. 238-9447 to call in your birthdays, 238-WHIR. Let's do a birthday party thing and celebrate birthdays on this Friday and tomorrow and Sunday over the weekend. Here's Johnny. All right, birthdays look like this. First of all, birthdays for today on this Friday, March the 3rd. Jason Kilby, Matthew Honchel, Megan Lilly, Chelsea Stauffer all having birthdays today. Tomorrow, you've got Jim Carrey, Jason McCard, Callie Harper, Lindsey Criz, and Jared Thomas. And on Sunday, you got D Minor, Allie Cox, and Kaylin Johnson. 238-WHIR. 238-9447 is the phone number to call them in. Two 238-9447. It is a Friday. It's March the 3rd, and a typical Friday morning show we have lined up for you starts off this morning in about 50 minutes at 7:10 with Boyle County and Casey County State Rep Daniel Elliott, who will join us live this morning here on the Joe Show. And we'll have Daniel Elliott on here talking about what happened there in Frankfort. I know that the House, I believe it was, passed what is a somewhat controversial bill dealing with the LGBTQ issues, with people that are rallying at the state capitol and protesting as that bill went through. So we'll talk with Daniel about that at 7:10 this morning. 7:20 County Agents Corner. Tyler Ray will join us from the Boyle County Extension Office for this morning's County Agents Corner. It's brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. I think I said at 7:20. That's at 7:40. Hop back a little bit at 7:20. We do have Danville girls basketball coach Judy Mason, who will join us live this morning. No school in the Danville school system. 12th Region girls basketball tournament pushed back because of severe weather, and we'll have Coach Mason on here to talk about that at 7:20 this morning. In the 8 o'clock hour this morning, we'll have Dusty join us for a Kentucky Music Preview number 2. And we'll have Dusty on for the second time this week. He'll chit-chat with us about what's going on there with Kentucky Music Previews and what artists and songs we can see live in concert this weekend. And in the 9 o'clock hour at 9:35, it is a McClure Bailey Friday, as Patrick or Brian or Jenny will join us this morning with McClure Bailey at 9:35. That's the rundown of today's show. We would love to have you on. Again, the number to dial is 238-WHIR. And we start off this morning, as we always do, with a look at early morning sports. And here it is. Changes to the girls' 12th Region Tournament. A college basketball player falls short of the all-time scoring record, and Kyrie and Luka make Mavs history. Those are the headlines on this Friday morning. I'm Joe Mathis, guiding you through these Friday morning sports. Starting off in the 12th Region Basketball Tournament, where the possibility of severe weather today has postponed the girls' 12th Region Basketball Tournament to tomorrow. The semifinals will be played on Saturday now instead of tonight. The finals on Sunday. Semifinal schedule looks like this. Danville and Pulaski County will play at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Saturday, followed by Southwestern and Mercer County at 2:45. The winners of those two games will now play Sunday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the 12th Region Championship, where the winner of that game moves on to the girls' Sweet 16 tournament. In college basketball, Detroit Mercy guard Antoine Davis fell 4 points short of setting the NCAA men's basketball career scoring mark on Thursday night as the Titans lost in the quarterfinals of the Horizon League semis to top-seeded Youngstown State. Entering the game, Davis needed 26 points to pass LSU star Pistol Pete Maravich, who set the record in 1970. He scored 22 in the 71-66 loss, missing the last 7 shot attempts he had, and finished 7 of 26 from the field and 4 of 16 from 3. The Titans did not have a field goal in the final 4:19 of the game to complete their season at 14-19, though there's faint hope they could earn an invite to the postseason tournament such as the CBI. I would love to play in the CBI, the NIT something, Davis said. Not even for the record, just to go out on a better note. His father is Mike Davis, the Mercy head coach, said an offer from one of those tournaments would be accepted if the team wanted to play in it. So still a chance that he can break that all-time scoring mark. In the NBA, this is what the Dallas Mavericks had in mind. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic became the first Mavs teammates to each score at least 40 points in the same game as they powered Dallas to a 133-126 win over the 76ers last night. Doncic, the NBA's leading scorer, finished the game with 42 on 13 of 22 shooting. Irving, acquired by Dallas from Brooklyn ahead of the trade deadline, finished with 40 points on an efficient 15 for 22 night. They became the first teammates in NBA history to each score 40 while hitting at least 6 three-pointers apiece. In hockey news, yes, hockey news. Bruins cannot be stopped. Thursday's 7-1 win over the Buffalo Sabres was the Bruins' 9th victory in a row and moved them to a 48-8-5 record in the season. Good for 101 points. No NHL team has ever reached 100 points faster. Moving past 100 points in their 61st game, Boston eclipsed the mark previously held by the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens, a team that many argue is the greatest team in NHL history. That squad, which featured 9 Hall of Famers and a Hall of Fame coach, reached the 100-point mark in its 62nd game and finished with a 68-12 record. Those are the headlines on this Friday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is the talk of the town? We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR, AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
Hi, this is Jenny, local owner of the Danville Nutrition Center, and we are making room for new products by clearancing out overstocked items. Save 20 to 40% off on select vitamins, herbs, and health and beauty products. We currently have hundreds of sale items, but it's while supplies last, so stop by the Nutrition Center soon to save. We are conveniently located at 802 South 4th Street, Danville. Danville Nutrition Center, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
The Hometown Radio Network sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. High school basketball changes to that girls' 12th region tournament because of today's expected severe weather. The girls' 12th region tournament has been pushed back a day. The semifinals will now be tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Danville versus Pulaski County, 2:45. Mercer County versus Southwestern. The winners of those two games will play in the championship game on Sunday. The Danville game tomorrow on WHIR and the Mercer game on WHBN and HometownLive.net for both of them.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our good friends at Danville Auto Body Shop. For top-of-the-line collision and your auto body repair, head to the mechanics at 315 Delahaye Street. Call for an appointment. That's 236-2299, 236-2299. Danville Auto Body Shop. You get a severe weather day today here on the Joe Show, and some of the storms we see today could be severe. Damaging winds, hail, potential tornadoes. You know, the severe weather has knocked every school out of session today. They decided every single school to keep the students at home. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I ever remember that for something not winter weather related, where just I don't want to say simple, because I'm not saying this is a simple storm, but simply a severe weather day because of strong storms kept kids out of school. And maybe I'm just misremembering, but I can't remember that happening. And you can let me know if I'm wrong, but, this is that. And what I'm saying is it's severe enough to keep the kids out of school, so it's something we need to keep an eye on. From 11 o'clock until 2, right around that time is when we expect it to make its way in between this area, in between the I-65 and I-75 interstates, which is right where we in Boyle County sit. But once it makes its way through, the good news is it is gone for the rest of the day. So hang tight for a couple of hours, hunker down, keep your radios tuned here, your eyes tuned to, local TV or your weather radar, whatever it may be, and let's hunker down and get to this thing together, because by tomorrow, sunshine, a high of 60. By Sunday, sunshine and highs into the low to mid-60s, and then 70s again on Monday. Right now it's 6:28 in the morning, 44 degrees right here in Danville. 238 WHIR, 238-9447. We got to work quickly on these celebrity birthdays. Happy 41st birthday today to actress Jessica Biel. She's known for her movies The Illusionist, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Valentine's Day, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, and the TV show Playing for Keeps. There she is in that one, 41 years old today for Jessica Biel.
Why are you so scared?
Well, scared of what?
Of everything. Success. Love. You say you love being out on that mound. Why would you ever settle for cutting grass?
There you go, 41 years old Jessica Biel. 26 years old for Cuban-American Camila Cabello, 26 years, known for her songs Havana, Bad Things, and Never Be the Same. Here's a clip of her talking about the first time she knew she wanted to be a performer.
Honestly, the day that I auditioned for X Factor, because before that was the first time I ever really performed in front of a large group of people. I was so shy, I didn't even perform in front of my family before then, and that was the first time I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, I can do this without passing out.
There you go. Celebrity chef Tyler Florence is 52. And Olympic champion sprinter Jackie Joyner-Kersee is 61, ranked among the all-time greatest athletes in the heptathlon, as well as long jump. She's won 3 gold, 1 silver, 2 bronze Olympic medals in the women's heptathlon and women's long jump in 4 different Olympic Games. Sports Illustrated for Women magazine also voted her the greatest female athlete ever of all time. Jackie Joyner-Kersee, 61 years old today. And Heisman winning NFL star Herschel Walker is 61 years old today. Former U.S. Senate candidate there in the state of Georgia. Celebrities on the Joe Show having birthdays. I said we had to be quick. Here's the news.
This is the Kentucky News Network. It's been 10 days since an officer-involved shooting of 2 teenage boys in Louisville, and the police department is expected to release body camera footage of the incident today. Attica Scott is a former state representative. She tells WOKY-TV many across Kentucky are disturbed the body cam video hasn't been released yet.
I'm afraid it might be a cover-up. I hope that it's not. I would love to be proven wrong, but why is it taking so long? This doesn't make sense. This is taxpayer-funded equipment that should be used the way taxpayers want it to be used.
A controversial piece of legislation regarding LGBTQ plus health care quickly making its way through Kentucky's legislature.
House Bill 470 would ban gender-affirming care in Kentucky for anyone under the age of 18. It's sponsored by Republican Representative Jennifer Decker.
There is no quality long-term study to establish that there is no long-term benefit to gender transition services. And more importantly, there is long-term evidence that these services result in permanent, lifelong harm to children.
Her bill is opposed by Representative Keturah Herron.
I'm letting you know that this is a very dangerous and harmful piece of legislation. We will lose kids' lives.
Just 3 Republicans voted against the measure. It's now off to the Senate for consideration. I'm Haley Hansen.
For some reason, people want this type of content in front of children, and I would dare ask why.
Kentucky Senator Lindsey Tishner yesterday during a committee hearing about a bill which would ban drag shows in many public places. It would also punish the performers and any business that knowingly allows the performance. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hi, this is Jenny, local owner of the Danville Nutrition Center, and we are making room for new products by clearancing out overstocked items. Save 20 to 40% off on select vitamins, herbs, and health and beauty products. We currently have hundreds of sale items, but it's while supplies last, so stop by the Nutrition Center soon to save. We are conveniently located at 802 South 4th Street, Danville. Danville Nutrition Center, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
18 weeks. Country music legends Kathy Mattea and Susie Boggess bring their all-star acoustic tour Together at Last to the Norton Center Friday, March 10th. Buy tickets today at nortoncenter.com.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Perryville Mayor Carlos Miller said he hopes that discontinuing live streaming of city council meetings will help encourage more public comment. We told you a month ago that the Perryville City Council voted to discontinue live streaming of their city council meetings, something that became popular during the midst of COVID-19. The decision was met with some opposition, as those Perryville residents who said they want to watch but can't attend were left without an option. However, in an interview with the Advocate Messenger, Miller said he hopes the decision, quote, encourages the citizens to come to the meeting and voice their opinions during the open forum instead of posting on Facebook. The decision to end the live streaming also came after Perryville voted in favor of purchasing $4,000 worth of video equipment and microphone equipment to make streaming quality better. That purchase was reimbursed by the state government, and Miller says they're now looking into how to repurpose that equipment. Perryville City Council did have a meeting last night. Ephraim McDowell Health is now offering an expanded occupational health service for local industries and their workforce. The new center will offer drug screenings, immunizations, wellness offerings, pre-employment screenings, and physicals, among other things. The Ephraim McDowell Health Occupational Health Services will be open Mondays through Fridays, 7 until 4:30 by appointment only, with non-traditional hours as well. The Danville School Board swore in a new chair, vice chair, and member on the board at their most recent meeting. The Danville School Board met earlier this week and voted to name Esther Ruggiero as the chair and Jennifer Pusateri as the vice chair of the Danville School Board. Members also selected Melinda Weathers to fill the vacancy on the board after a member moved outside the school district. The city of Danville is working on a community gift card program. While some details are still being ironed out, the city says they're looking for locally owned and operated businesses to participate in this gift card program. Shops, restaurants, artists, experiences, and more. They're having a quick question and answer session with those interested business owners this morning at 8:30 at Danville City Hall. If you're a business owner and can't make that session, you can email mcrossfield@danvilleky.gov with your questions. And Bergen Independent Schools recently became one of just 7 districts in the state that earned 4-star status or better on all of their district schools. Bergen recently received the 4-star ranking for the elementary, middle, and high school. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Lee's Famous Recipe of Danville is honored to have served this community since 1972. They're excited to announce they are offering even more $5.99 lunch specials. Choose from Lee's 2-piece breast strip, 2-piece dark chicken, chicken slider, or a barbecue chicken sandwich. All specials come with a side of your choice along with a regular drink and an apple pie or cookie. Wednesday's Customer Appreciation Day. Come on in and ask for the Wednesday special. 3 pieces of famous crispy or strips, 2 sides of your choice, hot homestyle buttermilk biscuit, all $1 off the regular price. Don't feel like cooking tonight? Try one of their family meals. They come in options of 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece selections with your choice of sides. They specialize in catering, so if you need to cater a wedding, office party, funeral, birthday party, or any other special event, call them at 859-236-8777, 236-8777 for a free quote. Let them do all the work for you. They're located at 610 South 4th Street. Drive through or come on in. Lee's Famous Recipe, serving the best chicken in Danville for over 40 years.
Electricity helps keep our modern lifestyle going. But if the electrical system in your house is outdated, you may be headed for trouble. Watch for these symptoms of electrical problems: replacing fuses or resetting circuit breakers frequently, switch plates, outlet covers, cords, or plugs that are warm, cut, broken, or cracked insulation on electrical wiring. If these symptoms are present, you need a safety inspection by a licensed inspector. To learn more, talk to your electric cooperative.
And that's Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
The Hometown Radio Network sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. High school basketball changes to that girls' 12th region tournament because of today's expected severe weather. The girls' 12th region tournament has been pushed back a day. The semifinals will now be tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Danville versus Pulaski County, 2:45. Mercer County versus Southwestern. The winners of those two games will play in the championship game on Sunday. The Danville game tomorrow on WHIR and the Mercer game on WHBN and HometownLive.net for both of them.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency, proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you. Call Mark or Chris for a free quote. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. Rain showers, thunderstorms, and again, we are tracking a severe weather day today with damaging winds. And depending on what forecast that you look at, you know, there are going to be wind gusts up into the 50s outside of thunderstorms. We're looking at things that could be in the 60s and 70s if we see some of those severe thunderstorms today. A tornado or two could pop up throughout the state as we track severe weather just for a couple of hours. Right, if we hang tight and hunker down and batten the hatches, so to say, for a 2 to 3 hour period, by this evening, the storm clears out and we're okay for the weekend. Saturday, tomorrow, sunshine 57, and Sunday, sunshine 63. But, you know, this is something where we got to take the storm threat seriously because it's coming. You know, I spent yesterday trying to anchor down the trampoline in my backyard so it wouldn't get potentially blown into a neighbor's house or even my house. So, you know, hopefully the necessary precautions have been made. We're going to see strong winds. I don't think there's any doubt about that. We're going to see thunderstorms. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The hope is that we can keep that T word, tornadoes, away today. 238-9447, 238-WHIR. Larry Vaught's got Vaught's Views. What's up, Larry?
Vaught's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
It's been terrific to see Travis Perry of Lyon County and Kinsley Feltner of Lawrence County both go over 4,000 career points this season. It's the first time in Kentucky high school basketball history that there have been two players reach 4,000 career points in the same season. But this all reminded me of Kentucky high school superstar Jerry Grigsby of McDowell High School, who scored 4,385 points in her career. While Feltner and Perry both started their careers as 7th graders, Grigsby did all of her scoring in 3 seasons for McDowell. Jerry Grigsby averaged an unbelievable 49.8 points per game as a senior when she earned 1977 Miss Basketball honors. Grigsby had an 81-point game as a junior. That's right, Jerry Grigsby not only scored 4,385 points in 3 years, but she had an 81-point game along with a 66-point game.
Vaught's Views will return in a moment.
Agriculture is one of the cornerstones of Kentucky, and being efficient in the field is extremely significant. When it comes to providing a diverse selection of parts and service to your equipment, Ag Spray Equipment is here to take care of you. At agspray.com, their website is easy to browse and find exactly what you're needing to repair or enhance your equipment. In addition to their wide availability of parts, Ag Spray Equipment also has a quality line of both commercial and residential sprayers, as well as liquid applicators. Visit Ag Spray Equipment online today at agspray.com. Ag Spray Equipment. We live Ag.
Jerry Grigsby scored 1,079 points as a sophomore and 1,421 as a junior. Her senior season at McDowell, she scored 1,185 points and still ranks as a national single-season scoring mark. Her 81-point game ranks 5th nationally. She was part of the first Kentucky High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame class and is also in the National High School Hall of Fame and Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame. Jerry Grigsby was a real high school scoring machine.
Find more from Larry at yoursportsedge.com.
Larry Vaught, Vaught's Views, Mondays through Fridays here on the Joe Show at this time. 238-WHIR, 238-9447, the phone number to call in this morning. Did you know that ultra-rich people and ultra-rich Disney park customers specifically are paying up to $50,000 for what they're calling the perfect park experience? $50,000. But if you're a normal person like me and you don't have $50,000 sitting around, there's also another Disney park experience you can book. They're calling this, though, Disney for poor people, which doesn't seem very nice. Because we don't have $50,000 sitting around, they're calling this Disney for poor people. Here's the commercial for it.
You've seen how rich people experience Disney. Now it's time for an experience just for you. It's Poor People Disneyland, where all of our characters are poor just like you are.
Well, hiya! Welcome to
Disney where all we have to eat is ramen noodles.
Aw, man.
You'll love Poor People Disneyland.
Well, gosh. Hey, kid, could I have a few bucks? I need money for cigarettes. I mean a sandwich.
Sorry, Goofy, I don't carry cash.
It's Poor People Disneyland.
I already told Goofy I don't carry cash.
See you soon.
There you go. Poor People Disneyland. Let's see what's going on in this morning's World of Good. Here we go. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? Well, of course you are. I'm right there with you. These stories right here remind us of the silver lining in the cloud. I'm still laughing over Goofy. Wanting money for cigarettes. All right, let's see what's going on in the World of Good this morning. All right, here we go. Starting off with story number one. This one coming from Iowa. Never been to Iowa before. 15-year-old Jasmine Morris and her 17-year-old sister Jakora saw two kids had fallen through the ice in a pond. They saw this looking out their third-floor apartment window there in Des Moines, Iowa. The sisters ran downstairs and toward the pond. They didn't hesitate to jump into the frigid water to save those two children who police believe are about 7 and 8 years old. The teen's proud mom was speechless about her kids' act of bravery, and the city of West Des Moines plans to recognize the Morris sisters with a life-saving award. Jasmine Morris, one of the two, she's the younger one, the 15-year-old, describes what was going through her head as she saved those kids.
I'm numb, so those kids, they've been in there longer than me. They've got to be numb. At some point, they were going to just stop moving. And I didn't want them to just stop moving, so we just, come on, just get them out. You can get out later, just get them out. That's all I was thinking, just get the kids.
Yeah, story number two coming from El Monte, California, where earlier this week, Michael Bia was walking his dog there in El Monte when he saw a small boy up to his neck in this raging Rio Hondo River. So a second story about a young child being in water. Bia jumped into cold rushing water, grabbed the 4-year-old boy, and fought the current to get them both safely to the shore. The autistic toddler was taken to a nearby hospital where he was eventually reunited with his grateful family. Here's Michael Bia explaining how he rescued that 4-year-old boy.
The kid was soaking wet. The water was past his neck, and he was crying. So I kind of had to swim dive to grab the kid, made sure that his head was above water and he was breathing, and then I was breathing. The current was coming. It was slippery. It was cold. It was about 50 degrees.
Well, and story number three coming from right here in the Bluegrass Day. While on a break from work, co-workers Taisha Trice and Dylan Mitchell decided to go in together on a scratch-off lottery ticket. They won $100 from their first ticket, so they bought another one, ended up winning the game's second prize of $50,000. They collected their prize money the next day on Mitchell's birthday. He called that a birthday to remember. The good news, Kentucky co-workers buy a lottery ticket on a lunch break. They win $50K. A man walking a dog rescues a toddler from raging storm water, and two teenage sisters jump into icy water to save two kids. And that's what's going on in this morning's World of Absolute Good here, folks. Quarter till 7, which means NASCAR news comes your way in 60 seconds right here on the Joe Show on AM 1230 and the brand new 103.9 FM WHIR Danville News Talk Sports, and also HometownLive.net, powered by Kentucky WiMAX. We'll let Floyd Kramer take us home. It's all yours, Floyd.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell. I mean, of course you do. Why wouldn't you? After all, I'm a skunk. But my stinky fragrance is nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. So if you think you smell a leak or encounter other signs such as hearing a hissing or blowing sound or seeing a vapor cloud, blowing dirt or bubbling water, do not smoke, talk on the phone, turn on or off equipment or vehicles, or do anything that could could cause a spark. Leave the area immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. Atmos Energy will send a trained technician to investigate the situation. Take it from a skunk. Gas leaks just plain stink. Seriously, there's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. Yep, that's a little skunk humor there. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Truex.
Closing laps for us, I think we had the car to beat. I tracked down Kyle.
And a near miss at Vegas.
I definitely think you got to have some luck, and I believe in it.
Or signing diecast still, signing hats, and I didn't expect that.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. Looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Whether your engine runs daily or only when you need it, C-Max Micro Lubricant is the force you need against carbon buildup that can damage your engine. Combustion causes carbon and other harmful deposits to build up on your engine, fuel system, and transmission. And carbon is like sandpaper rubbing against your engine's internal parts. You don't want that. You want C-Max Micro Lubricant. It soaks into metal and keeps your vehicle running at peak performance. Find out more at cmax.com. Protect your engine to the max with C-Max.
A year ago in Las Vegas, Alex Bowman won the Pennzoil 400 in overtime, but if not for the final yellow flag, the race would have been decided by the Joe Gibbs Toyotas of Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr.
Yeah, closing laps for us, I think we had the car to beat. I tracked down Kyle and was really working hard to get by him, working the bottom. He was working up high. Cleared him once off of 4, and he crossed me over because I didn't have enough momentum. So just kind of playing that cat and mouse game, trying to get that little bit of advantage, and then caution comes out. We did 4 tires, and I don't think we had a great pit stop. We lost spots to the guys that even got 4, so it was an uphill battle from there for us. We got blocked on a restart and about putting the fence on the front stretch and didn't get a very, very good finish. So kind of started off some of the things that happened during our season. Kind of a lot of things went that way for us.
Instead of getting the win, Truex wound up in 8th place. Heading to a town everyone could use a little lady luck, Daytona 500 winner Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
I definitely think you got to have some luck, and I believe in it. I also know that you got to be on top of your game to capitalize on it. And everything kind of hit the right way, catch a caution at the right time.
Beginning with Phoenix, NASCAR has a new aerodynamic rules package to improve the racing on the short tracks and road courses. It'll take about 30% of the downforce off the next-gen Cup car to a level that hasn't been seen since the mid-1990s.
Sports are easy to disagree on. Let's see what happens when sports talk hosts talk about something they agree on.
No, hold on. I'm saying drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Well, I disagree. I think drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Come on, man. Wait, I think we're saying the same thing.
Oh, so what do we do now?
Everyone agrees that drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National average 12-month savings by new customer surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2020 and May 2021. Potential savings will vary.
Heading back to his hometown of Las Vegas, Kurt Busch is really enjoying his new role with 2311 Racing and has found out the fans have not forgotten him.
I'd literally have to leave like 20 minutes before I'm going to do anything because the fans are awesome. Or signing diecast still, signing hats, and I didn't expect that. That's one fun part of it. I should have understood, and it's really neat, though, just to be able to have my role with the team, but also still be that guy that can sign an autograph for a race fan that watched me throughout my career.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. For a job you'll love, visit progressive.com/careers.
The Parthenon Greek American Eats.
Hi, this is Jimmy letting you know about some of our seafood options, including grilled salmon, grilled tilapia, grilled shrimp, or you can do a combo with grilled tilapia and shrimp, fried jumbo shrimp, hand-battered cod, our delicious hand-battered cod sandwich with fresh French fries. As always, we only use fresh ingredients made to order. That's at the Parthenon Greek American Eats in Danville in the Greenleaf Shopping Center.
Dine in or take out fresh from our family.
The Hometown Radio Network's sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. High school basketball changes to that girls' 12th region tournament because of today's expected severe weather. The girls' 12th region tournament has been pushed back a day. The semifinals will now be tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Danville versus Pulaski County, 2:45. Mercer County versus Southwestern. The winners of those two games will play in the championship game on Sunday. The Danville game tomorrow on WHIR and the Mercer game on WHBN and HometownLive.net for both of them.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by the Big Deals Online Store, HometownLive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at some pretty big-time discounts today. Save up to 50% every single day. The Big Deals Online Store is at HometownLive.net. You get cloudy skies, rain showers, and a severe weather day today. We expect extremely high wind gusts, severe thunderstorms, the possibility, yes, of a tornado. So keep your radios tuned here. We'll keep you up to date as we make our way throughout this morning. Mostly cloudy day. We make it through today, even by the early evening hours tonight. You know, by 6, 7 o'clock, this storm is expected to already pass through. So just make it through those couple of hours where things could get dicey, and you're good to go for the rest of the weekend. Tomorrow, Saturday, partly sunny. Then gradually becoming mostly sunny. High of 57. Sunday, sunshine and 63. We're looking great Monday, mostly sunny and 72. Right now it's 6:53 in the morning, 44 degrees. Ricky D's has this morning's Planet of the Apps. And here he is. Take it away, Ricky.
Welcome to the Planet of the Apps. Well, there's a new app for lip syncing, and you can record yourself performing songs or famous lines from movies. It's called Dub Smash. And we've been experimenting with Dub Smash this past week. It's great. You can record yourself. You can do a video of yourself. You can lip sync your favorite songs. Or you can use it to lip sync to a famous line from a movie or TV show. Then you post your videos on social media, and your friends go nuts. They love it. You can also record funny pickup lines with the app, or maybe play out scenes from reality shows. Try it. See what you think. It's very clever. It's called Dub Smash. D-U-B-S-M-A-S-H. Dub Smash. It's free. Right here with your friend Rick Dees in this molten magma we call the Planet of the Apps.
Look at there, Rick Dees, the Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays. And the Joe Show at this time leads us into the Country Comic Spotlight this morning, where Joe Bronzi is in the spotlight. Joe Bronzi. And Joe Bronzi talks about how there's nothing more terrifying than having teenage children, a teenage boy and a teenage girl. Joe Bronzi in the Country Comic Spotlight this morning. Here's Joe Bronzi.
I have two teenagers. I have a teenage boy. No, don't woo at me. If I say I have two teenagers and you go, woo, you don't have teenagers. I have a teenage boy. He's very smart. He was a National Merit Scholarship finalist. He's on full scholarship, University of Arizona Honors College. Doesn't have the common sense God gave a housefly. On a summer day, I find him at the screen door trying to get outside. Have a teenage girl. And in this day and age, having a teenage girl has taught me that a teenage girl is the meanest creature on God's green earth. Sometimes I just throw meat in a room and shut the door.
Joe Bronzi in the Country Comic Spotlight this morning. And the best jokes from late night television last night, starting off with Jimmy Fallon joking yesterday on NBC's Tonight Show about all TikTok users under the age of 18 will soon have their accounts set to a 1 hour per day time limit. Here's Jimmy Fallon joking about that.
Well, guys, let's get to some news here. TikTok just announced that all users under 18 will soon have their accounts automatically set to a 1 hour daily screen time limit. A TikTok limit is rough. Pretty soon, kids will be forced to watch slightly longer videos on YouTube. I mean, what is the world coming to?
Jimmy Fallon also joking about lawmakers reintroducing a bill that would make daylight savings time permanent. No more pushing the clock forward, pushing it back at different times of the year. Once daylight savings time comes around, you leave it there. It stays there forever. Here's Jimmy Fallon joking about that.
Some political news today. A bipartisan group of lawmakers reintroduced a bill to make daylight savings time permanent. Man, if Biden gets this done, there's no way he's losing in 2024.
Well, Seth Meyers, on that same kind of token there, talks about voters and President Joe Biden, and nearly 70% of voters, that's a crazy high amount, believe that President Biden is too old for another term. Here's Seth Meyers.
According to a new poll, 68% of voters said that President Biden is too old for another term. I don't know. I mean, okay, he's an 80-year-old man, but the job is mostly telling long stories that don't go anywhere, signing whatever a young person hands you, and arguing with foreigners and drug companies. Man for the job, I say.
Seth Meyers. James Corden joking about President Biden welcoming the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz to the White House recently. Here's James Corden.
Tomorrow, President Biden will welcome German Chancellor Olaf Scholz to the White House. Yeah. And you just know that Biden's just going to kick it all off by going up to him and going, I got to tell you, buddy, hey, Olaf, my grandkids, they love you as that talking snowman. They do. It's top-notch work.
James Corden, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon in the Country Comic Spotlight, as well as James Bronze and Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps. We are 2 minutes away from Top Hour News, and coming up, Daniel Elliott, Boyle County State Rep, Danville Lady Admiral Coach Judy Mason, and it's 7:40 this morning. We have the County Agent's Corner with Tyler Ray from the Boyle County Extension Office at 6:58.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. Being a gopher, I like to dig. That's what us gophers were born to do, along with eating plants, taunting groundskeepers, and listening to bluegrass music. And I especially enjoy digging around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and I get a headache. Ouch! After all, they're hard to miss since they can be buried anywhere. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. Makes me shake in my paws just thinking about it. You can avoid all of this by calling 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. Calling 811 will help protect your property, and more importantly, you. It's free, and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
This is Jesse Johnson, Senior Vice President of Whitaker Bank's newest branch, located in downtown Danville at 218 West Main Street. Whatever your banking needs, Whitaker Bank is here to help. Give us a call at 859-236-9822 to discuss your options and let us put our experience in customer service to work. We look forward to speaking with you. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Saturday mornings, 10 to 1. WHIR.
Is your heat or air conditioning acting up? Did you know new HVAC for your home no longer has to cost an arm and a leg? The HVAC outlet based here in Danville offers 2- and 3-ton heat pump complete change outs for $39.95 or as low as $100 a month. The HVAC outlet offers a 10-year manufacturer's warranty on all parts. Call them today, 859-209-1112 or swing by 308 Fackler Street in Danville. It's 859-209-1112. The HVAC outlet in Danville, servicing all of Central Kentucky.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
Residents of East Palestine, Ohio are letting officials know they're tired of hearing how good the air quality is, and they want immediate help getting away from the contaminated area.
This is not something we asked for, sir. I'm begging you, by the grace of God, please get our people out of here.
Local residents shared their experiences, hardships, and fears in the aftermath of last month's hazardous waste train derailment during a town meeting Thursday night. Those in attendance asked questions of agents from the EPA, FEMA, and CDC. Ohio Congressman Bill Johnson addressed the crowd, but he didn't remain for questions. Norfolk Southern was represented by a junior official who was frequently heckled. Many in attendance shouted, "Where's Alan?" as Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw was not present. A jury has found Alex Murdaugh guilty of the double murder of his wife and son. Lead prosecutor Creighton Waters says the verdict shows murder will not be tolerated in South Carolina, regardless of who you are.
Justice was done today. It doesn't matter who your family is.
It doesn't matter how much money you have or people think you have. It doesn't matter what you think, how prominent you are. If you do wrong, if you break the law, if you murder, then justice will be done in South Carolina.
The once wealthy, high-profile South Carolina lawyer was also convicted of 2 counts of possession of a weapon during a violent crime. The prosecution claimed Murdaugh was about to be exposed for stealing millions from his clients and committed the murders to gain sympathy. He will be sentenced this morning. He faces 30 years to life in prison without parole for the murders. 2 men are accused of shooting and killing a bald eagle. Nebraska authorities say the men plan to cook and eat the protected national bird. Stock futures are on the climb this morning. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Businesses don't run on automation or algorithms alone. What powers businesses are your people and the people they serve. At Cintas, your dedicated service reps understand what you need to help you keep your employees feeling safe, comfortable, and performing their best. So your business can too. For workwear, essential cleaning products, first aid and safety supplies, and fire protection services, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
The Federal Reserve was forced to cancel a virtual event with Fed Governor Christopher Waller on Thursday after a participant hijacked it with a porn bomb. A reporter who was on the Zoom call said a few minutes before the event was scheduled to begin, someone using the screen name Dan started displaying pornographic images. The Mid-Size Bank Coalition hosted the event, and the group's director said he suspects one of the security switches that mutes those watching was set incorrectly. If you go out for a hike with a friend, the National Park Service has a warning for your friend. Reed Tennis has more.
A real warning from the National Park Service. If you encounter a bear, never push a slower friend down. NPS says feeding another human to a bear is not the answer. They say assess the situation, pick up all food in small children, and try to keep movement slow and sideways. If that doesn't work, they say be as tall as possible and make a whole lot of noise. But do know bears can run as fast as a racehorse, uphill and down, so don't run.
Cops are on alert as spring breakers descend on Fort Lauderdale and Miami Beach. Mayor Dan Gelber says they're trying to combat the chaotic parties with a beefed-up police presence and alternate programming.
Carnival, the Kiwanis of Little Havana, is going to be having their festival on Ocean Drive in the middle of the month. We've got the Aspen Institute is coming next week for their climate festival. There's all sorts of wellness and concerts and things like that.
The city manager is also ready to make an emergency declaration for a curfew if necessary. Closing time will remain at 5 a.m., and the city will not enforce its 2 a.m. last call ordinance in the south of 5th neighborhood until at least March 14th, when a judge hears arguments. Nicki Minaj has released a new single.
Only on them seas if it's breeze. Red Ruby to Sleaze, Chinese on my...
Red Ruby to Sleaze is her first solo single since Super Freaky Girl hit #1 last year. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Republic Services of Kentucky offers a single-source solution for all of your disposal needs, servicing residential, commercial, and industrial customers with offerings that include recycling and other disposal options. You have enough to worry about on a daily basis. Leave waste disposal to Republic Services. They'll handle it from there. For a quote or to discuss services, reach out to republicservices.com or give them a call at 859-263-2000. 263-2000.
Good morning to you. We'll get to Stuart Powell Ford here in just a second. Want to give a quick update on what we have weather-wise, and we do have every area school that is out for today, so no schools in session because of the severe storms we're going to see roll through the area later on this morning, really more focused into the early afternoon hours. Extremely high wind gusts, severe thunderstorms, a chance at some damaging hail, damaging winds. This is something to keep an eye on. Keep your ears on the radio, and we'll make sure that we update you accordingly as we make our way throughout this morning. Forecast for the rest rest of this weekend. And the good news is that we make it through that short period of storms today. We are just golden for the rest of the weekend. And we'll let you know with the forecast coming up. News comes up here first, brought to you by Stewart Powell Ford Lincoln Mazda.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore, General Manager at Stewart Powell Ford, where we make it easy to do business with us. Our team is dedicated to providing you with a hassle-free experience from start to finish. Whether you're in the market for a new vehicle or need to get your current vehicle serviced, we have you covered. Stop by and see how easy we make it at 225 South Danville Bypass here in Danville or anytime at www.stewartpowellford.com.
Ford Lincoln Mazda. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Perryville Mayor Carlos Miller said he hopes that discontinuing live streaming of city council meetings will help encourage more public comment. We told you a month ago that the Perryville City Council voted to discontinue live streaming of their city council meetings, something that became popular during the midst of COVID-19. The decision was met with some opposition, as those Perryville residents who said they want to watch but can't attend were left without an option. However, in an interview with the Advocate Messenger, Miller said he hopes the decision, quote, encourages the citizens to come to the meetings and voice their opinions during the open forum instead of posting on Facebook. The decision to end the live streaming also came after Perryville voted in favor of purchasing $4,000 worth of video equipment and microphone equipment to make streaming quality better. That purchase was reimbursed by the state government, and Miller says they're now looking into how to repurpose that equipment. Perryville City Council did have a meeting last night. Ephraim McDowell Health is now offering an expanded occupational health service for local industries and their workforce. The new center will offer drug screenings, immunizations, wellness offerings, pre-employment screenings, and physicals, among other things. The Ephraim McDowell Health Occupational Health Services will be open Mondays through Fridays, 7 until 4:30 by appointment only, with non-traditional hours as well. The Danville School Board swore in a new chair, vice chair, and member on the board at their most recent meeting. The Danville School Board met earlier this week and voted to name Esther Ruggiero as the chair and Jennifer Pusateri as the vice chair of the Danville School Board. Members also selected Melinda Weathers to fill the vacancy on the board after a member moved outside the school district. The city of Danville is working on a community gift card program. While some details are still being ironed out, the city says they're looking for locally owned and operated businesses to participate in this gift card program. Shops, restaurants, artists, experiences, and more. They're having a quick question and answer session with those interested business owners this morning at 8:30 at Danville City Hall. If you're a business owner and can't make that session, you can email mcrossfield@danvilleky.gov with your questions. And Bergen Independent Schools recently became one of just 7 districts in the state that earned 4-star status or better on all of their district schools. Bergen recently received the 4-star ranking for the elementary, middle, and high school. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stewart Powell Ford Lincoln Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stewartpowell.com.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by ADA Heating and Air. Trust ADA to be there when you need them the most. ADA is on the way. Call them 859-519-6382. ADA Heating and Air. It is a severe weather day today on the Joe Show with storms that could be severe, damaging winds, and yes, maybe a T-word tornado that could pop up here in the state with Very, very high wind gust. I have seen radar showing gust up over the 70, even into the 80 mile per hour mark. Not 80 degree, but 80 mile per hour mark. It's going to be a day where we're going to keep an eye on the radar. We're going to keep you updated here on the radio as well. And we know that the city, the county has storm sirens as well. So just make sure you're weather aware. That's the best that we can say. You're weather aware. And we make it through this short period of time. It is going to be, for all intents and purposes, a short period of time. It's supposed to just be a couple of hours, but make it through that. The storm's out of here by later on tonight, and we got a great weekend of weather with sunshine 57 tomorrow, sunshine 63 on Sunday. It's 7:11 in the morning. We've got Daniel Elliott on here. Good morning, Daniel. How are you?
Hey, Joe. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, Daniel. I'm doing great. I can't remember a time, Daniel, where schools closed just because of severe weather. And I'm not saying it's not a good decision. It certainly looks like it's going to be a day full of concerns with the weather. But we've seen it certainly many times because of snow and ice. But I don't remember a time where schools closed, and not just one. I mean, this is in accordance. All area schools are saying, you know what? It's best for kids and families to stay home today on a day where it's supposed to be thunderstorms and maybe tornado. I just can't remember schools closing because of that. What about you?
I can't either. I don't think it ever happened when I was in school. I remember my dad talking about the 70s when there was a super outbreak when he was in school. 74, I believe, is when that was. And I don't know if they closed that day either, honestly. So, no, I can't remember a day, but I'm sure there's a day that it's happened.
Yeah.
It's not coming to us. I don't think it happened when I was in school,
Yeah,
but of course that's been quite a while ago.
Yeah, certainly didn't when I was either. But that just goes to show, how serious we need to take the weather today. Daniel, I assume, is everything still on in Frankfort today?
Yeah, it's still on, as far as I know, and we have had some weather delays, in the past, usually, as you pointed out, related to ice and snow and winter weather, but not spring weather.
Yeah, so this is going to be a day, again, just be weather aware. That's the best way we can say it. And if you hear the sirens go off, or if you hear the emergency warnings here on WHIR letting you know, hey, there's a storm or even a tornado may be approaching, to make sure that you've got a place that you can go to. Daniel, it was an exciting day, if you want to use that word, at the state capitol yesterday, as you all found yourself locked in a 2-hour debate over House Bill 470. There were people that were protesting at the state capitol, outside the state capitol, while you all were inside taking a vote on House Bill 470. That was a bill that did pass 75-22, so it widely passed, but not without some opposition, not without some controversy. Daniel, first of all, what is House Bill 470?
Joe, it started out much different than the final version, obviously, but the final version of 470, which was titled the Protection of Children Act, or Do No Harm Act, prohibits anyone under the age of 18, so any juvenile, from receiving gender transition services by a medical provider in the state of Kentucky. As you pointed out, it was hotly debated, and that's America. That's America. Everybody gets to have their say and express their First Amendment right, and so I think that happened yesterday on both sides of the issue. I chaired the meeting, of course, and it was difficult at times, but we had an hour and 30 minutes of debate on it, and I think debate made the bill into what it ultimately became, because it was a much more broad bill when it started than when it ended up. It ended up a much more narrowly focused bill.
Yeah.
In the final version, and who knows, what the Senate will do with it. They may alter it even more, but
So
that's what it does.
Okay, so House Bill 470 does not allow doctors to perform transition, what would you call it, surgeries?
Surgery.
Transition surgeries for anyone under the age of 18. If a doctor does, what is it? They just punished? Is it considered a crime?
No, it is not considered a crime in the original bill. It actually would have been the bill that the final version. It is per se unethical conduct, which would then result in a licensure being revoked.
Okay.
Medical licensure being revoked, and a 30-year statute of limitations for civil liability.
Yeah.
So those would be the two potential. What would you call it? The two potential outcomes if it were done. If this becomes law.
Daniel, House Bill 470. Tell us your thoughts on it. I can assume. I think I would know how you voted, but you know what happens when you assume.
Yeah, I voted for it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So tell us why you voted for it and what your thoughts are on it.
Well, I think that from my point of view, I know when I was, a young person, not an adult, I wanted to do a lot of things. I thought a lot of things, and these are very permanent decisions to have, to go in and have body parts removed. And we had a young woman who testified before us yesterday who had had a double mastectomy prior to turning 18, and some other, procedures, puberty blocking drugs, etc. And when she, got into her adulthood, she decided, she actually, didn't want to be a man anymore. She was born a woman. She wanted to be a woman. But unfortunately, there's some irreversible choices that were made by, when she was a child, and obviously the parents are going along with this in her case and in a lot of these cases. And so that was compelling testimony to me. I think that, and when someone becomes an adult, they can clearly decide to do whatever they want to do with their own health. But it's kind of startling to me to hear that we have people under 10 that are on really a series of medications and drugs that we don't really know the negative effects that could have, unfortunately, upon that person as they age. Interfering in the puberty process, blocking that. I'm not a doctor, but I think we don't allow. I think we've talked previously on your show. We don't allow people under 18 to do a lot of things in the United States.
Yeah.
But this is to wake up one day and kind of decide to change your gender when you're under 18 is a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah, and you talked about it, a very permanent decision as well. Daniel, it was 75-22 was the vote. I assume, again, what happens when you assume, but I assume that was kind of across party lines. Were there any Republicans that voted no on it or vice versa?
There were 3 Republicans that voted no. Okay. The rest of the Republicans voted yes. And I think we had some absences, but all the Democrats voted no.
Okay.
But it was party line vote. That's correct.
Yeah, that'll go now to the Senate committee for consideration. Daniel Elliott, Boyle County State Rep. Daniel, what do you got on tap and schedule for today?
Well, there's a committee meeting. Actually, there's a committee meeting last night. I was there yesterday about 12 hours, I think, Joe, when I left the parking lot last night. But there's a committee meeting last night that would ban gray machines, which, of course, I'm sure everybody listening has seen the commercials or seen a post on Facebook or on the internet about these what they call gray machines that are in gas stations or VFWs or some charitable organizations years to ban those and to not allow them in the state. So that passed the committee, and of course, the racetracks are strongly behind banning those types of gambling devices. They say they're gambling devices. The people who own them say, "Oh, they're games of skill," and so forth, and they say they want to be regulated. So it's kind of an interesting issue that I think a lot of us aren't really sure where to go on.
Yeah. Boyle County State Representative Daniel Elliott and the Gray Machines kind of fall in that same category as legalized sports betting, legalized gambling across the board in the state. And I wish we had more time to talk about that, Daniel. Maybe we'll touch on that next week. But numbers from Ohio show just a mass amount of revenue that was made in Ohio in the first month that gambling was allowed in the state to our neighbors to the north. So we'll have to touch on that here over the next couple of days or so. Daniel, appreciate you being on. You have safe travels up to Frankfort, and we'll talk to you again on Monday, okay?
Thanks, Joe. Have a great
Daniel.
day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
That's Boyle County State Rep Daniel Elliott. 7:22 in the morning. We got sports coming your way with the Big Daddy, Steve Bertram. And then we'll have Danville girls basketball coach Judy Mason, if she's up this early. Danville school's out. The 12th region tournament postponed. We're hoping to get Coach Mason on here. Coming up next.
This Steve Bertram Sports Report is a service of Stuart Powell Ford Lincoln Mazda on the Danville Bypass and online at stuartpowell.com.
It's all about you and Stuart Powell.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore, General Manager of Stuart Powell Ford, Lincoln, and Mazda, 225 South Danville Bypass here in Danville. And for the first time in 3 years, we have new Fords on our lot ready to go home with you. Please stop by and see our selection. We are offering these at invoice pricing or shop online at stuartpowell.com.
Make your people happy because we know how. It's an easy thing to do in Danville. Stuart Powell.
Ford Lincoln Mazda.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. The regular season ends tomorrow afternoon for Kentucky on the road at Arkansas. A UK win secures the third seed for next week's SEC tournament. But I don't think these cats have learned what hard work is because of the name they wear on their chest. We'll see tomorrow. The Hogs dominated UK 88-73 in their first meeting in Rupp Arena. Pre-game shows begin at 12:30. Tip-offs at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon for number 23 Kentucky at Arkansas on Z105. The girls' 12th region semifinals at Pulaski County have been postponed tonight because of potential storms, but they will be played tomorrow afternoon on Hometown Radio. Danville faces Pulaski County at 1 o'clock Saturday on WHIR FM 103.9. Then around 2:45 Saturday, Mercer County meets Southwestern on WHBN FM 99.5. Both games stream live at hometownlive.net. The championship game will be played Sunday afternoon at 3. Last night in the boys' 12th region tournament, Pulaski County and McCreary Central both won. The Maroons pulled away from Mercer County in the last 4 minutes of the game, 65-48. The Raiders held off Boyle County 48-44. In Monday's semifinals, host Lincoln County takes on West Jessamine at 6:30, followed by McCreary Central meeting Pulaski County around 8:15. NASCAR is running this weekend in Las Vegas on Hometown Radio. Air times at 4 o'clock tomorrow for Xfinity Racing. Join us at 2:30 Sunday for Cup action on WHIR FM. In the women's SEC tournament yesterday, Kentucky surprised Alabama 70-59. UK plays Tennessee in the quarterfinals tonight. In the women's Horizon League, former Danville star Ivy Turner scored 14 points as Northern Kentucky nipped Youngstown State 59-58. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by Coel Collision Center right here in Danville. They're on Lebanon Road. After a wreck, tell the tow truck driver, take your vehicle over to the experts, Brent and Devin, at Coel Collision Center, Lebanon Road in Danville. We've got severe storms on tap today on what will be a severe weather day. We're tracking Very damaging winds. Could get up over 70 miles per hour at times today if we see those severe thunderstorms. Hail could cause some damage as well. Keep weather aware and make sure you're listening for updates, the storm sirens, all of that, text message updates, civic ready alerts. We got all kinds of ways to keep you weather aware today. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 57. Sunday, sunny and 63. Right now it's 7:26 in the morning, 44 degrees here in Danville. And Judy Mason, the head coach of the Danville Lady Admirals, joins us this morning on the telephone. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning, Joe. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great, Coach. Doing great. Appreciate you being on. And last night in the boys' 12th region tournament, you kind of felt how finite this season is. And you look up and blink your eyes a couple of times, Coach, and it's just you and Mercer County left amongst our area teams. This is when seasons come to an end in the snap of a finger, and you got to be on your A game every day, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's what I told the girls, yesterday. We don't want it to be our last practice. So, this team really gets along and everything. So I really want to keep them together as long as I can. And, but, it's here. It's a bonus. And, you lose and go home, or you win and you advance.
Yeah, and you got Pulaski County tomorrow, Coach. This is a game in the 12th region semis. And you go back nearly 3 months ago, December the 5th, where you played Pulaski County the first game of the season, and they nipped you 52-40. You've only lost one other game since then. Your Lady Admirals are 29-2. Do you go back to that December 5th game? Do you watch film, or do you throw that out the window and say, that's the first game of the year, we're a different team than that now, they're a different team than that now? How do you handle that first game that you played all the way back on December the 5th?
Oh, absolutely. We watched every game Pulaski's played, but we went back and watched. We were very bad. We weren't a very good team. That was our first game without our three studs, the Akers and Talia Bradshaw. So we were pretty bad. But, they've improved also, and we just got to come ready to play.
You see the schedule change now, Coach, and push back because of severe weather. So you got to wait another 17, 18 hours or so, whatever it may be, to play this game on Saturday afternoon. Obviously, I'm sure you'd rather play tonight to keep the schedule the way it is, but it gives you an extra day. So do you get an extra day of practice, or how do you handle what's supposed to be severe storms today?
Hey, let me give you a trivia question since you asked Coach McKinney the other day.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who's the last girls team to win the 12th region on the Sunday afternoon?
I remember that. It was the Danville Lady Admirals. Did you all beat Mercer County that year?
We did.
There you go. It could be another Mercer-Danville matchup on a Sunday afternoon.
You did better than Coach McKinney.
Hey, I know my stuff. I'm not saying Coach McKinney it was too early in the morning. When you get his age, you're not up that early. He hadn't had his coffee.
Hold on now. Wait a minute.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But, no, you do play Saturday
we are
afternoon.
Practicing. Yeah, we're practicing this morning, try to get ahead of the storms because I want to get a practice in, and you really don't know what's going to happen. But Coach Miller and Pulaski decided last night early to call it so the kids wouldn't be pumped up, waiting around, seeing what's going on. And plus the officials have to drive 2.5 hours. So to be safe to everybody, they decided to go ahead and move it to tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, so 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, the winner of that game goes to the 12th Region Championship. And, Coach, what's the keys to a win tomorrow against Pulaski County? You say your Lady Ads, they get along. You love this team. Obviously, they love playing together. They've won 29 of their 31 games this year. So how do you need to win one more to get to that championship Sunday? What do you need to do right tomorrow?
You just got to play fundamental basketball and follow the scouting report. And, I know my kids are going to play hard. I don't have to worry about that. But, like we always say, you got to put the ball in the basket to win.
I'm trying to remember back to that Sunday afternoon game. You beat Mercer County. Was that the Essence Gray year?
It was.
And Essence won.
C.J. McPherson, Essence, Lakin, yes.
Did Essence win the 12th Region Player of the Year that year?
She didn't. C.J. Wood, yeah, I guess she did. I know she played on the Kentucky All-Star team.
That was back in 2014, by the way. It was a Sunday afternoon. It was at Lincoln County. Danville 68, Mercer County 58, the final score. I remember it being a Sunday. I didn't remember the year. Luckily, the KHSA website remembers it for me. Coach, appreciate you being on. Safe travels today, and good luck tomorrow afternoon. We'll have the game on our sister station. Sorry, not on our sister station. Right here on WHIR, because UK is on our sister station. We'll have it right here, 1 o'clock tip-off tomorrow on WHIR. Coach, appreciate it, and good luck to your Lady Admirals.
All right, so thank you. Be
Yes,
safe
ma'am.
out there.
You too. Bye. That's Danville Lady Admiral head coach Judy Mason giving us an update from the sideline. Lady Ads versus the Lady Maroons. 1 o'clock tip-off, and we'll have that game right here tomorrow afternoon on WHIR. They win, they're in the region championship, and they'll take on the winner of Mercer County and Southwestern. So I'm going to be quite frank about it. I'm rooting for the Lady Titans, because we cover the Lady Titans, too. We have our Harrisburg station on WHBN. So you get Danville, obviously rooting for Danville. I'm in the other game, I'm rooting for Mercer County. You get Danville and you get Mercer County in the championship. We know that one of our area teams will move on. And I'm sure Coach Mason would like another shot at Mercer County. They knocked him out of the region tournament last year. They played earlier this season. Danville won. I think it was a 1-point win Danville had over Mercer County earlier this year. So that's what I'm rooting for, Danville, Mercer County. But most of all, for the Lady Admirals, they've got the Pulaski County Lady Maroons tomorrow at 1 o'clock on WHIR. It's 7:32 in the morning.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. Being a gopher, I like to dig. That's what us gophers were born to do, along with eating plants, taunting groundskeepers, and listening to bluegrass music. And I especially enjoy digging around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and I get a headache. Ouch! After all, they're hard to miss since they can be buried anywhere. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. Makes me shake in my paws just thinking about it. You can avoid all of this by calling 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. Calling 811 will help protect your property, and more importantly, you. It's free, and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Big deals.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Perryville Mayor Carlos Miller said he hopes that discontinuing live streaming of city council meetings will help encourage more public comment. We told you a month ago that the Perryville City Council voted to discontinue live streaming of their city council meetings, something that became popular during the midst of COVID-19. The decision was met with some opposition, as those Perryville residents who said they want to watch but can't attend were left without an option. However, in an interview with the Advocate Messenger, Miller said he hopes the decision, quote, encourages the citizens to come to the meetings and voice their opinions during the open forum instead of posting on Facebook. The decision to end the live streaming also came after Perryville voted in favor of purchasing $4,000 worth of video equipment and microphone equipment to make streaming quality better. That purchase was reimbursed by the state government, and Miller says they're now looking into how to repurpose that equipment. Perryville City Council did have a meeting last night. Ephraim McDowell Health is now offering an expanded occupational health service for local industries and their workforce. The new center will offer drug screenings, immunizations, wellness offerings, pre-employment screenings, and physicals, among other things. The Ephraim McDowell Health Occupational Health Services will be open Mondays through Fridays, 7 until 4:30 by appointment only, with non-traditional hours as well. The Danville School Board swore in a new chair, vice chair, and member on the board at their most recent meeting. The Danville School Board met earlier this week and voted to name Esther Ruggiero as the chair and Jennifer Pusateri as the vice chair of the Danville School Board. Members also selected Melinda Weathers to fill the vacancy on the board after a member moved outside the school district. The city of Danville is working on a community gift card program. While some details are still being ironed out, the city says they're looking for locally owned and operated businesses to participate in this gift card program. Shops, restaurants, artists, experiences, and more. They're having a quick question and answer session with those interested business owners this morning at 8:30 at Danville City Hall. If you're a business owner and can't make that session, you can email mcrossfield@danvilleky.gov with your questions. And Bergen Independent Schools recently became one of just 7 districts in the state that earned 4-star status or better on all of their district schools. Bergen recently received the 4-star ranking for the elementary, middle, and high school. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Lee's Famous Recipe of Danville is honored to have served this community since 1972. They're excited to announce they are offering even more $5.99 lunch specials. Choose from Lee's 2-piece breast strip, 2-piece dark chicken, chicken slider, or a barbecue chicken sandwich. All specials come with a side of your choice along with a regular drink and an apple pie or cookie. Wednesday's Customer Appreciation Day. Come on in and ask for the Wednesday special. 3 pieces of famous crispy or strips, 2 sides of your choice, hot homestyle buttermilk biscuit, all $1 off the regular price. Don't feel like cooking tonight? Try one of their family meals. They come in options of 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece selections with your choice of sides. They specialize in catering, so if you need to cater a wedding, office party, funeral, birthday party, or any other special event, call them at 859-236-8777, 236-8777 for a free quote. Let them do all the work for you. They're located at 610 South 4th Street. Drive through or come on in. Lee's Famous Recipe, serving the best chicken in Danville for over 40 years.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hey folks, Cliffhead Irvin with Irvin Group Realtors and Auctioneers in Lancaster. We proudly support our home team Lions on the field and off. If you are looking to buy, sell, or auction your property, no one sells it better. Our professional agents can help you navigate the home buying or selling process while taking the stress off of you. Follow us on Facebook or visit us at irvingroup.com.
The Irvin Group Realtors and Auctioneers. No one sells it better.
Lee's Famous Recipe of Danville is honored to have served this community since 1972. They're excited to announce they are offering even more $5.99 lunch specials. Choose from Lee's 2-piece breast strip, 2-piece dark chicken, chicken slider, or a barbecue chicken sandwich. All specials come with a side of your choice along with a regular drink and an apple pie or cookie. Wednesday's Customer Appreciation Day. Come on in and ask for the Wednesday special. 3 pieces of famous crispy or strips, 2 sides of your choice, hot homestyle buttermilk biscuit, all $1 off the regular price. Don't feel like cooking tonight? Try one of their family meals. They come in options of 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece selections with your choice of sides. They specialize in catering, so if you need to cater a wedding, office party, funeral, birthday party, or any other special event, call them at 859-236-8777, 236-8777 for a free quote. Let them do all the work for you. They're located at 610 South 4th Street. Drive through or come on in. Lee's Famous Recipe, serving the best chicken in Danville for over 40 years.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by Coel Collision Center here in Danville. They are on Lebanon Road. After a wreck, tell the tow truck driver, take your vehicle over to the experts. That's Brent and Devin at Coel Collision Center, Lebanon Road in Danville. It is a severe weather day today as we track severe thunderstorms, maybe even a tornado. The wind will certainly gust And we're looking at gusts up over 50, 60, yes, maybe even 70 miles per hour at times. And damaging hail could come along with these storms. Stay weather alert today. That's the best that I can tell you to do. Stay weather alert. We'll keep you updated here on the Joe Show, and we'll have the severe weather alerts break in if and when those are needed. Tomorrow, sunshine, high of 57. So the old saying, the sun will come out tomorrow, and it certainly will. And sunshine Sunday and a high of 63. Back in the 70s on Monday. 7:40 in the morning. And Tyler, what's going on with Tyler Ray this morning?
Oh, hey, Joe, not much. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good, Tyler. You gearing up for these storms? Have you battened down the hatches, so to say?
I guess you could say that.
Yeah. So Tyler is prepared. And so if Tyler's prepared, you need to be prepared too. Tyler's the one that's on here giving us tips every day. So if the guy who gives us the tips is prepared for the storm, you also need to be prepared for the storm. And Tyler's on here once again to round out this week of County Agent Tips, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market.
Get the top price for your livestock. Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's needs. Selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
Here's Tyler Ray.
Intestinal tracts of all mammals have various types of bacteria as part of their natural intestinal microflora. There's many opportunities for people, especially young children, to be exposed to these bacteria. Some types of bacteria may cause diseases like salmonella. When dealing with animals in any situation, personal hygiene is important. This is especially true when handling young chicks in your backyard and small poultry flocks. Here are some friendly reminders to keep proper hygiene practices. Hand washing is necessary to reduce any risk of bacterial infections. Wash your hands after coming in contact with birds or eggs. Proper hand washing techniques include using soap and warm running water and rubbing your hands together vigorously for at least 20 seconds. Make sure to remember to wash the back of your hands, wrists, in between your fingers, and your fingernails. Rinse well and thoroughly, and dry your hands with a paper towel and turn the faucet off with your elbow or paper towel. If there is no access to running water, you should use an antibacterial hand sanitizer or wipes with at least 99% bacterial kill rate. And then wash your hands as described as soon as possible. Supervise children when handling small birds or animals. Don't allow them to nuzzle or kiss chicks and ducklings. Don't allow children to touch their face or really their eyes and mouth with their hands after handling animals and birds prior to washing hands. Be sure that children don't eat or drink before washing their hands. For more information on safely handling chicks, contact your local cooperative extension office. And that's today's Home and Farm News. Join us each weekday at this time for the County Agent's Corner, a service of the Boyle, Lincoln, Garrett, and Mercer UK extension offices.
There you go. That is Tyler Ray with the Boyle County Extension Office. Appreciate you being on, Tyler. Now, before you go, I've got some random facts that you may not know, but I want you to know, so I'm going to let you know. Tyler, are you ready?
Sure.
All right, good. Fact number one, scientists, Tyler, in South Africa discovered that during the nighttime, dung beetles seem to be able to roll balls of dung in straight lines. And they do this because they're guided by the Milky Way. That fact means nothing to me. Are they not able to roll it in straight lines during the day? Like, I don't know anything about dung beetles, so to me that fact is not impressive because I don't know anything about dung beetles. That's why the fact's not impressive. So, whatever. That's fact number one. Fact number two, the average coin stays in circulation for about 30 years. The average bill only lasts around 18 months, Tyler. A year and a half, yeah. Number three, Tyler, the Sacramento Kings have the longest playoff drought of any team in Major League Baseball, the NFL, or the NBA. It has been 16 years since the Sacramento Kings have even made the playoffs. However, they are in position to end that this year. They're actually pretty good, led by two former Kentucky players. De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk are both on the Sacramento Kings. So if you're a Kings fan, hold on tight because this could be your year to make the playoffs. Certainly looks like it, at least as of right now. I don't give up hope yet. Number 4, a full day on Saturn is just 10 hours, 33 minutes, and 38 seconds long. Then the day ends and a new day begins. Yeah. And number 5, there is an annual marathon in the country of Wales where people compete against horses. A person has won this twice since the race started in 1980, and it happened twice in a 4-year span. Someone won it in 2004, then 05 and 06 passed, and nobody won it. But then in 07, the person won it again. But every other year since 1980, in the 43 years they've done this, 41 of the 43, the horse has beaten the person. I'm surprised the person's been able to even win once.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe they give them. I mean, it's a marathon, so they have to run. I don't know if they consider a marathon there in Wales 26.2 miles like we do, or what the distance is. So they have to run a long distance. So maybe the horse does tire out, or maybe they give the person a head start. I'm not sure how it works, but only twice has a person actually won. Tyler, appreciate you being on. Thanks for being on earlier this week as well. Tyler's on Mondays and Fridays during Boyle County Week, and we'll talk to you again, Tyler, later on this month, okay?
Sure.
All right, Tyler. Bye. That's Tyler Ray with the Boyle County Extension Office and the County Agent's Corner. 7:47 in the morning, and we're heading out to Hollywood to see what's going on in the world of weird celebrity news. The showbiz segment coming up next.
Did you know there's only one full-service jewelry store in 5 counties? And it's not at the mall, and it's not a national chain or any box store. I'm talking about B&L Jewelers right here in the Danville Manor Shopping Center. This is Lauren. Our prices and quality cannot be matched, and everything you purchase from B&L Jewelers is backed by a free lifetime guarantee. The mall and department store folks make big money selling their guarantees to folks who don't know about us. We offer full services that can't be matched by anyone. Any type of jewelry repair or remount, or just answers to simple questions from a real jeweler on site right here in our store. We know that your jewelry is precious to you, so we do all of our repairs in-house and in an average of 3 days. We can take care of all your engraving needs, from simple plaques to major corporate logos, even those champagne or wine bottles for those special occasions, all done here by your trusted jeweler. We believe in treating our clients like friends, not like customers. We have a free 6-month layaway. We offer up to 60 months financing, 12 months same as cash financing, no credit check financing available as well. Why would you go anywhere else? B&L Jewelers is the only intelligent choice for all your jewelry needs.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. The regular season ends tomorrow afternoon for Kentucky on the road at Arkansas. A UK win secures the 3rd seed for next week's SEC tournament. But I don't think these cats have learned what hard work is because of the name they wear on their chest. We'll see tomorrow. The Hogs dominated UK 88-73 in their first meeting in Rupp Arena. Pre-game shows begin at 12:30. Tip-offs at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon for number 23 Kentucky at Arkansas on Z105. The girls' 12th region semifinals at Pulaski County have been postponed tonight because of potential storms, but they will be played tomorrow afternoon on Hometown Radio. Danville faces Pulaski County at 1 o'clock Saturday on WHIR FM 103.9. Then around 2:45 Saturday, Mercer County meets Southwestern on WHBN FM 99.5. Both games stream live at hometownlive.net. The championship game will be played Sunday afternoon at 3. Last night in the boys' 12th region tournament, Pulaski County and McCreary Central both won. The Maroons pulled away from Mercer County in the last 4 minutes of the game, 65-48. The Raiders held off Boyle County 48-44. In Monday's semifinals, host Lincoln County takes on West Jessamine at 6:30, followed by McCreary Central meeting Pulaski County around 8:15. NASCAR is running this weekend in Las Vegas on Hometown Radio. Air times at 4 o'clock tomorrow for Xfinity Racing. Join us at 2:30 Sunday for Cup action on WHIR FM. In the women's SEC tournament yesterday, Kentucky surprised Alabama 70-59. UK plays Tennessee in the quarterfinals tonight. In the women's Horizon League, former Danville star Ivy Turner scored 14 points as Northern Kentucky nipped Youngstown State 59-58. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Royal Flush Piping is proud to announce their new septic tank pumping service. Health departments recommend septic tanks be pumped every 3 to 5 years based on home occupancy. Regular pumping keeps your septic system operating and avoids backups and rotten smells. Should you need excavation and location service, it's available for an additional fee. Call now to schedule a pumping.
If you're looking for a plumber you can trust, pick up the phone and call Royal Flush. 859-319-1286.
Call now to schedule a pumping.
Available 24 hours a day so you don't have to wait. Call the plumbing pros at Royal Flush Piping at 859-319-1286.
Hi, this is Caraway and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check out our tax refund sale. New merchandise arriving weekly and we sell off the floor. Get up to 35% off. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit. Come see on Nana. You'll be glad you did.
Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our good friends. They're over at Cattleman's Roadhouse. Treat yourself to a delicious meal at Cattleman's, where everyone in the family has certified something to tastify their taste buds. Cattleman's Roadhouse, Danville Bypass. Great steak, truly, is just the beginning. Cloudy skies, severe weather day today. Very, very damaging wind gust. I mean, the mile-per-hour wind gusts we're going to see today, it could cause some damage. This is something that you want to keep your eye on, your ear on as well. Keep a finger on. Make sure that you're understanding and knowing what's going on with the weather today. Every area school is out. They have canceled today. Some of them on NTI Day, some of them not. So check with your specific school where your child goes to make sure that you're doing what you need to be doing with that. But, it's serious enough to where school's out. So... we're tracking this severe weather today. 70 is the high. A low tonight of 38. Tomorrow, sunshine, a high of 60. Sunday, sunshine, 63. Again, we've mentioned it multiple times. Once that system moves through today, we should be good for post-storm and even into tomorrow. Sun is back out tomorrow. Just got to make it through that brief period where we are going to see some things more than likely ramp up. 238-9447, 238-WHIR. I don't want it to ramp up. That's not what I want, but we got to keep you on your toes and let you know that there is the possibility for that. That's our job here. All right, let's see what's going on out west in the world of weird. And before we do that, the showbiz news, celebrities segment. KFC is bringing back the Double Down sandwich. This was something they released like a decade ago. Maybe not even that long ago, but around a decade ago. And instead of bread, it has 2 fried chicken breasts as the bread of the sandwich. The KFC Double Down Sandwich. Check out this new ad for the Double Down Sandwich right now.
The Colonel is back with a classic favorite, the Double Down. It's 2 pieces of crispy chicken stacked on top of each other.
Oh, okay, that sounds good, I guess.
But that's not all. Get ready for the Triple Down. It's 2 pieces of fried chicken with a hamburger on top of it.
Wait, since when do you serve burgers?
Quiet! And brace yourself for the Quadruple Down. 2 pieces of chicken and a pizza and a whole bunch of chunky chili. With beans.
But I don't want...
Eat what I tell you to eat, you coward.
Yes, sir.
The Double Down and a bunch of other stuff. Try all of it today.
Yeah, KFC Double Down. Try it out today at Kentucky Fried Chicken. Let's see what's going on in the world of weird. Celebrities who think they have it together and think they can give us their wisdom and knowledge, but goodness gracious, don't follow that at all. You'll be so lost. They're so out of touch with reality. We're talking celebrities. I guess they're not all out of touch with reality, just most of them. Katherine Schwarzenegger, for one, is doing a good job. And ladies, you're always hearing that you can do it all. But not everybody wants to, and that's okay. According to Katherine Schwarzenegger, there's nothing wrong with leaning on others. Katherine has 2 kids with actor Chris Pratt, as well as a career of her own. And she's happy to accept help from her mom, her sister, and her friends. She says, quote, I feel like on Instagram we all see these moms that are like, I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all on my own, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't want to do it all on my own. I don't blame her. She adds, quote, you can lean on people, you can enlist help from others, and you can be okay with that. Story number 2, not everyone can say they've been slapped 20 times by Emma Stone. William Dafoe can. They're starring together in an upcoming movie called And. And, the movie's And, but And, there's a scene in And where Emma's character slaps Williams. The shot didn't require William to be on set, but he insisted to get slapped so it looked genuine. In a New York Times interview, Emma said there's this instinct to perform that many actors have, the look at me kind of performer. William is the opposite of that. Apparently, he was always on set, even when he didn't need to be. And in this particular scene, they had to keep on refilming it. William didn't have to be there, but he got slapped 20 total times in this scene. And this is what you want from your viral marketing. Paramount hired a guy to promote Scream 6 by hanging around Sonoma Plaza in California dressed as the killer Ghostface. Well, people who didn't know he was being paid called 911, and police had to figure out what was going on. The studio chose an interesting spot, given that the scenes from the original Scream were filmed in that area back in 1996. Scream 6, by the way, hits theaters next Friday. Pretty good promotion, though. So good, they called 911. A guy hired to promote Scream 6 prompted several 911 calls. William Dafoe got slapped 20 times by Emma Stone while filming their new movie. And moms, you don't have to do it all, according to Catherine Schwarzenegger. And she's very right. And that's what's going on out west in the showbiz segment, Celebrity News. All right, Melton's Deli in Danville, the place to go for your lunch later on this afternoon. Actually had Melton's yesterday for lunch. Had the Big Daddy Club, and that's the one that we always pick on Fridays as a sandwich of the day anyway. It's the Miles Bell special, the Big Daddy Club. We have that for your sandwich of the day on this Friday, piled high with deli-baked ham, smoked turkey, crisp bacon, Swiss and American cheese, onions, lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise on your choice of bread. It's number one because it is the Melton's Deli sandwich. Right? I mean, think of other restaurants, what the number one combo is. It's always their most famous sandwich. I mean, for example, you go to McDonald's, the Big Mac is number one. At Melton's, the Big Daddy Club is number one. It is their sandwich, and it is the fan favorite, the Melton's Deli Big Daddy Club. The sandwich of the day, tell them you heard it this morning on the Joe Show when you want to try out the Melton's Deli Big Daddy Club. You can get it at two locations, 247 East Main Street and 995 Ben Ally Drive in Danville. It is 7:58, 2 minutes away from our top hour news.
Farmers National Bank has been helping local businesses since 1879. We offer checking accounts to fit your business's needs. Farmers National Bank accounts have many free services, and we can help your business save money and grow. Call us at 866-888-0220 and ask for Blake Mason, who can give you a free review. Farmers National Bank, your lifetime bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Randy Gipp Graham. If you want to start your weekend off in a winning way, propelling you into a new work week, then join with our team every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock on the Kentucky Power Hour. Sure, we talk current events, politics, a little sports, and a lot about leadership, but with you, the listener, in mind. So start your day off in a winning way. Rise and shine, champions. Right here on the Happy Station, AM 1230 WHIR.
The Kentucky Power Hour on 1230 WHIR. Darling.
Join the club and be a recycler. Boyle County Convenience Centers and Recycling Center take plastic types with the numbers 1 and 2, like drink bottles, ketchup bottles, laundry detergent, milk jugs, rinsed out. Also cardboard, including pizza boxes, no leftovers, paper and magazines, newspapers that are dry and never wet, metal food cans and electronics. Sorry, no TVs or glass. Put that in the trash. Drop these items off at the Boyle County Convenience Centers and Recycling Center.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
We love NASCAR. Catch the races here on WHIR AM 1230.
All right, 8 o'clock in the morning coming. Dusty with the Kentucky Music Preview. Actually walking in right now. So we'll have Dusty on here in the next 10 minutes. He'll have a song for us to play. We'll talk about local music going on here in this area in the 8 o'clock hour right here on The Joe Show. You can also listen to us on hometownlive.net. Pick us up anywhere in the world. It's 8 o'clock.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 8 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Alex Murdaugh is scheduled to be sentenced today. More from Mark Mayfield.
The once wealthy, high-profile South Carolina lawyer faces 30 years to life in prison without parole after being found guilty of murdering his wife and son. He was also convicted Thursday of 2 counts of possession of a weapon during a violent crime. The prosecution claimed that Murdaugh was about to be exposed for stealing millions from his clients and committed the murders to gain sympathy. The jury came back from deliberations within hours following weeks of testimony. Murdaugh admits he lied to police about his whereabouts the night of the murders, stole money from clients, and was a drug addict. However, he insists he didn't kill his wife and son.
A dangerous storm system is moving through northeast Texas. A severe weather rolled through the Dallas-Fort Worth area Thursday night with wind gusts of 70 miles per hour and golf ball-size hail. The National Weather Service says wind damage and downed power lines were reported throughout the region. More from meteorologist Angie Lassman.
We do now have a winter storm warning in effect for parts of the Detroit metro area. We have flood alerts from basically the Missouri area up into parts of Ohio. We have wind alerts, and we have, again, that tornado watch that remains in effect.
President Biden says he plans to visit East Palestine, Ohio at some point, following a toxic train derailment last month.
I've spoken with every official in Ohio, Democrat and Republican, on a continuous basis, as in Pennsylvania. I laid out a little bit in there what I think the answers are. We put them together.
Following a meeting with Senate Democrats, the president added lawmakers are working to address rail safety issues through legislation. A bipartisan bill tightening safety requirements for trains carrying hazardous materials is gaining momentum in Congress following the accident. 2 Kansas men were arrested Thursday and charged with scheming to sell aviation equipment to Russia. Federal prosecutors say the men tried to send aviation-related equipment to Russia days after Russian troops invaded Ukraine last year. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. You can now get COVID-19 tests sent to your home monthly at no cost to you. Get up to 8 at-home COVID-19 rapid antigen tests delivered directly to your home for no cost with free shipping. Dial pound 250, keyword COVID test now to get your COVID-19 test delivered to you at no cost. If you're on Medicare, dial pound 250, keyword COVID test for up to 8 at-home COVID-19 tests monthly delivered to you at absolutely no cost, including free shipping. Dial pound 250, keyword COVID test. That's pound 250, keyword COVID test now.
40 kilometers northwest of Kandahar, Afghanistan, at a remote desert military base, American soldiers are playing video games. There are cold drinks, snacks, comfy chairs, and an internet connection. It's the USO To Go program, and it's just one of the ways the USO supports our troops, lifts their spirits, and serves as a link with the American people. To donate, visit us at USO.org. The USO, until everyone comes home.
The parents of Long Island native Gabby Petito are filing an amended lawsuit arguing police in Utah did not follow proper protocols before her death. Scott Pringle reports.
Well, an officer spoke with Gabby Petito and her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, during an alleged domestic dispute back in the summer of 2021. Court documents now show that the officer said Laundrie was a weird, not healthy dude and that he had red flags and influence over Petito's mentality. The officer justified not taking further action by saying there's no law against taking advantage of people mentally and emotionally. The $50 million wrongful death lawsuit that was amended does not seek anything additional.
Construction of the Southern California to Las Vegas bullet train is expected to start this year. More from Daniel Martindale.
The company in charge of the project, Brightline, has signed a deal with a coalition of major labor unions, clearing the way for construction to start. The 218-mile rail line is expected to be finished by 2026 or 27. Trains will travel up to 200 miles per hour starting in San Bernardino, with stops in the Victor Valley, Hesperia, Apple Valley, and Rancho Cucamonga. The trains will run on a fully electric, emission-free system. I'm Daniel Martindale.
Nordstrom is closing its Canadian stores and laying off thousands of workers. The retail giant has 13 stores in Canada, including 6 luxury department stores and 7 Nordstrom Rack outlets. The company expects to close all 13 stores by June. The move will cut about 2,500 Canadian jobs. CEO Eric Nordstrom said in a statement Thursday that despite the company's best efforts, it did not see a realistic path to profitability for the Canadian business. Creed star Michael B. Jordan is getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His Creed 3 co-star Jonathan Majors gave an emotional tribute.
We are all so proud to call you our son, our brother, but chiefly, I am extremely honored to call you my friend.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Do you know about Boyle County Preschool?
Make plans now to enroll your 3 or 4-year-old child in Boyle County Preschool. Our program focuses on pre-kindergarten skills, social and emotional awareness, gross motor activities, along with speech, language, and motor development. Eligible children will attend for free. We also have tuition spots available. Call me today at 859-236-6634 to make a screening appointment. 236-6634.
We love Boyle County Preschool.
Would you like to receive a free gift? Refer a friend or family member to Farmers National Bank and receive your free gift. It's simple. Visit the bank's website at fnbky.com. And when your friend opens a Farmers National Bank checking account, you receive a free gift. Stop by a Farmers National Bank office in Danville, Bergen, Harrodsburg, Junction City, Lancaster, Liberty, Middleburg, Perryville, and Stanford. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Good morning to you. It's Friday. It's the 3rd day of March. It's 03/03/23, and it is a severe weather day today. We're tracking severe storms that will make their way through later on this afternoon. Forecast coming your way. News is first.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Perryville Mayor Carlos Miller said he hopes that discontinuing live streaming of city council meetings will help encourage more public comment. We told you a month ago that the Perryville City Council voted to discontinue live streaming of their city council meetings, something that became popular during the midst of COVID-19. The decision was met with some opposition, as those Perryville residents who said they want to watch but can't attend were left without an option. However, in an interview with the Advocate Messenger, Miller said he hopes the decision, quote, encourages the citizens to come to the meetings and voice their opinions during the open forum instead of posting on Facebook. The decision to end the live streaming also came after Perryville voted in favor of purchasing $4,000 worth of video equipment and microphone equipment to make streaming quality better. That purchase was reimbursed by the state government, and Miller says they're now looking into how to repurpose that equipment. Perryville City Council did have a meeting last night. Ephraim McDowell Health is now offering an expanded occupational health service for local industries and their workforce. The new center will offer drug screenings, immunizations, wellness offerings, pre-employment screenings, and physicals, among other things. The Ephraim McDowell Health Occupational Health Services will be open Mondays through Fridays, 7 until 4:30 by appointment only, with non-traditional hours as well. The Danville School Board swore in a new chair, vice chair, and member on the board at their most recent meeting. The Danville School Board met earlier this week and voted to name Esther Ruggiero as the chair and Jennifer Pusateri as the vice chair of the Danville School Board. Members also selected Melinda Weathers to fill the vacancy on the board after a member moved outside the school district. The city of Danville is working on a community gift card program. While some details are still being ironed out, the city says they're looking for locally owned and operated businesses to participate in this gift card program. Shops, restaurants, artists, experiences, and more. They're having a quick question and answer session with those interested business owners this morning at 8:30 at Danville City Hall. If you're a business owner and can't make that session, you can email mcrossfield@danvilleky.gov with your questions. And Bergen Independent Schools recently became one of just 7 districts in the state that earned 4-star status or better on all of their district schools. Bergen recently received the 4-star ranking for the elementary, middle, and high school. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at... HVAC outlet in Danville. They have the best ductless mini splits you can install yourself, or they can help you with installation. They're one of the largest distributors in the state of Kentucky, and they're right here in Danville. Call before you buy anywhere else. Get the outlet price. The HVAC outlet right here in Danville, 859-209-1112. You get rain showers today, thunderstorms today. It is a severe weather day here on the Joe Show. Damaging winds. And 70's the high, so, it's going to be warm, but you're not going to be able to appreciate the warmth because of 55-mile-per-hour plus wind gusts.
I guess the Boyle County and everywhere is just worried about kids getting blown over?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Do you ever remember a time, Dusty,
No.
where we were out because of severe storms?
No, not at all.
Winter weather, get it. Snow, ice, yeah, but for severe storms, I don't ever remember that happening.
I remember whenever we got out of school for that crazy dude that predicted a massive earthquake. That was like back in elementary school. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Yeah. It's like some dude just predicted an earthquake because Kentucky does have that random fault
line. Yeah.
Yeah, and like he predicted that it would go off one day, and so they just like canceled school.
Didn't have school. I don't remember
Kentucky.
that. Of course, I went to Danville. I was at Jenny Rogers, so maybe
that's true.
Maybe Danville
maybe a little smarter.
Didn't cancel for the crazy earthquake guy.
Right. But I don't know. Like I'm debating in my head because it's like I know that like they went to school and like we've already not. I don't think it was this. Was it this year that they had like the tornado in like Mercer County or whatever?
Oh yeah, that was last month.
That was last month,
February,
right?
Late January, early February. Yeah,
it all blends together for me. I'm terrible with time.
No, yeah. But that was earlier this year.
But a part of me is like, okay, I get that, but it's just like I don't know. I think what happened, and this is just my guess, there's no inside information here, is that they spent all this time and effort on NTI stuff.
And so they feel like they got to use it?
They feel like they got to use it. And so they were like, it's going to be really windy, guys. It's a Friday. Let's just do an NTI day.
Well, okay, so you're a dad.
Right, I'm a dad.
Of 2 kids at Boyle County.
Correct.
I'm a dad of 2 kids right now at Danville Christian Academy.
Right.
Both of them are out of school. Every area school is out. Tornado warnings obviously are going to be in effect today, we believe.
Mm-hmm.
Large hail could be in effect, damaging winds.
Okay.
So would you be okay with your kid being at school during the weather today?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
You'd be okay with it?
Yeah, because and here's the thing, like we're very blessed, my family, because we have grandparents that are here in Boyle County.
Yeah.
And it was
same thing with us.
Yeah, it was very easy for us to be like, we got that message last night at 7:30.
Yeah.
It's like, oh hey, there's no school tomorrow.
Around the same thing for us too. Yeah.
And then so we were like, okay, so we called up. My mother-in-law was watching them today anyway after school, and she was like, yeah, I'll just come earlier.
Yeah.
Right. So it was very simple for us, and we're very blessed in that way. So, but there's a lot of parents that don't have that capability.
Yeah.
And then also my thought process is like, we're also blessed to have like a cellar or like a basement, right? So a safe place for the kids to go just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of kids that like don't have that, and so I think a giant concrete building with that would be better off there. That's just, I don't know, and maybe that's just my old man in me. It's like kids these days are too soft.
Is the tornado drill still get into the hallway and put a book over your head?
No, we didn't do the book. We just put our hands over our head. You just like get in that crouch position or whatever.
Yeah, we put a book over our head.
A book? What's that book gonna do?
Well, what's the hands gonna do? I mean, this large piece of concrete's falling. Doesn't do any more than the hands are gonna do.
That's true. I guess. I don't know. I think the books would just fly around more, right?
We take a textbook and fold it over top of our heads like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, that must be a new thing.
Get under the desk.
Those Danville kids are always smarter, right? They use books and stuff.
Again, the book's not going to do any more than the hands are going to do.
Getting under your desk was for the earthquake stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what that was. But I mean, I don't know, like, because it's just like the threat of severe weather, so you stay home. Like I don't, like, and I don't know. I'm just debating in my head because that message last night caused a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things you have to deal with. Like I said, but I'm very fortunate to deal with it very easily.
Yes.
But a lot of people aren't. Like they don't have like, I love the parenting tip from this person I follow online. And it was like parenting hack 101. Have your grandparents live close.
Yes, yeah, that's you're right. No, I mean, it benefited us. When we got the message from DCA yesterday, it was earlier than 7:30. It was about 6 or so.
Yeah.
I just called my mom and I was like, "Hey, Mom, we're out of school tomorrow." She said, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, they're out of school. Can you watch them?" Okay.
It's raining too hard.
Yeah. But so someone messaged in and said DCA does have just the metal building over there, but that's the gymnasium. Though.
That's true.
The main building is brick.
Yeah.
If it was just a metal building, then that would be cause of concern.
Yeah, that would be cause of concern. But it's like schools are built, especially public schools, they're built to like a standard to withstand severe weather. So it's just like one of those. I don't know, and I get like, okay, do you just group all the kids together, and then that's just like a target, I guess, for a tornado?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's pros and cons.
Yeah, there's pros
but,
and cons.
Schools are doing the best that they can to make the right decision, and this is the one they came to.
And I think it's a sign of our times, because I want to give you another example. My wife, she works with a lady who's retiring or moving on to a different job or whatever. She's 70 years old, right? Mm-hmm. And she drove her like Toyota Prius in like a 1.5 feet of snow one year to get from Lexington to Danville because she was scheduled to work.
Wow.
Right? And
that's I don't want to say old person, but that's the work ethic that the older generation
That's the
had.
work ethic.
They
right?
had to get there, the 5 miles in snow both ways type of work
right,
ethic.
Exactly.
If you're scheduled to work, you're at work.
Right. And then she also has a student that called in because it was raining too hard. She didn't want to drive to Lexington to Danville because it was raining too hard.
That is the sign of the times.
It's the sign of the times.
Difference.
And like the same here. Like I get snow, ice, and all that, and like my dad's always like, "Well, I walked up both hills to get to school, and that's because his school was in a valley. Like that's just part of it. Like, but I get the whole like snow and all that, but it's like it's just raining outside right now.
Well, it is again. It's later on today. It's early afternoon hours, so it would be. There's a chance it would be, I guess, around pickup time.
Okay.
When the storm hits. According to, I look at Chris Bailey a lot. According to Chris Bailey, it's going to be between 11 and 3 when it hits in between the I-65 and I-75, and of course, we're right in between I-65 and 75.
Yeah.
Now, the good news is when it moves out of the area, it's done, right? So, once it's out of the state, it's done. So, later on tonight, potentially, fine.
That means you can come check out Moonlit Mile there at Gypsy Run Brewery.
Good transition. Gypsy Run going to have live music after the storm.
It's like I've been doing this for a while, right, Joe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, post-storm music. All right, so Moonlight Mile. That's who we're focusing on today.
Did you say Moonlight or Moonlit?
I said Moonlight.
Is it? But I don't know. Which is it?
Well, it's got a L-I-G-H-T as light, so I'd say it's Moonlight. Yeah.
Is that just the accent in me, that Moonlit Mile?
Yeah, Moonlit Mile. Right. And the name of the song is Honey.
Yes, these are a group of people coming out of Eastern Kentucky. So I got a bass player coming, a fiddle player. She's going to be along with them. And then the lead gentleman plays acoustic guitar, and he beats the fire out of it. Like he plays pretty hard. If you ever see a video of him, or if you come tonight, you can witness it. And then you got another gentleman that plays both the banjo and the mandolin.
Okay.
Right?
And the mandolin.
And but they're excellent people, and then they're all coming. There's 3 vocals to it as well, and so I think they're recording this year and gonna release an album later on this year. Oh, and Joe, I gotta tell you this. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we have time, but I gotta tell you.
Go ahead.
I got an email. It wasn't directed at me, but it was more of a hey, this is what's happening going on, and it was like, don't publicize the events that are gonna occur. Wait till it's being there's a press release coming for all the events that I'm working on.
Okay.
And so I might have letting you guys know a little bit too far in advance.
Oh, for the downtown town beat.
Yeah, sure. That was just scuttlebutt, though, right? Yeah, it was nothing official.
Yeah, we said it wasn't official. We said this is rumor.
This is just rumors.
So someone was listening.
You're right. And so...
I want the person listening to know it's not me. It's all Dusty. I don't know any of this stuff.
Right. No.
So you're right to put all of the blame on Dusty. It's absolutely 100%
But it wasn't directed at me. It was more like, hey, don't like...
Just generally speaking.
Wait for the press release and stuff. And so it should be coming soon.
I've got a problem with press releases now.
Why?
Because press releases are now directed towards everyone. If it's a press release, should it not just be directed towards the press, who then tells everyone? If it's an everyone release, then just call it a news release.
Right, yeah.
Don't call it a media release or a press release. If you're going to send a press release out to everybody, it's just here's something going on.
So do you send in your profession, then a press release is just sent to people like you, like the news, the press, the paper.
Now, it was, I get it, right? It's been called a press release for a long time because social media wasn't always around. You couldn't send it to everybody.
Right.
But it's not a press release if everybody finds out about it, because
But
not everybody's press.
But isn't that the idea of a press release?
It is, but it's
for
just
everybody to find out.
Information at that point. It's just a release.
They just want the information to flow through you.
No, I don't care if it flows through me.
That's what it sounds like.
It's not a press release if it's not released just to the press.
But that's what it's been called. Like
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just been called that for a long time, but it's no longer a press release.
Okay, so what's the new name for it?
News release. It's just news.
It's just news?
Huh.
But that doesn't sound great. It's like, hey, I got news for you.
Press release makes it sound more official.
Exactly. It makes you sound like you're going to get
like you're important. You're the one getting the press release.
There has to be a podium and flash bulbs, right? And the of the shutters.
Very important press conference going on right here because this is a press release.
even if there's no cameras there or whatever, I think you should just have a soundtrack playing and a strobe light. You're going to walk out to it and have your podium. And then you have to have some flag behind you, right? I think that's or like your symbol or your logo or something of the poster.
And a navy blue curtain behind you.
And that's the thing. The poster that's coming out for the press release is awesome. It's pretty good. I like it.
The poster for the press release?
Yeah. So as part of the news release or everyone release, whatever you want to call it, there's the poster for it. And then with information of the bands that we have so far and whatnot.
It's just a social media post is what it is.
No, I think they are sending it out to the press.
Okay.
But it will be on social media as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. That's the other thing. I don't even know how many people follow the entity on Twitter. Like, why would you do that?
Do you all have a Facebook and Twitter page for it?
I don't know. That's a fair question.
Because I don't follow it.
Listen, I'm not part of that part.
You're just part of booking the bands.
Yeah, they're like, Dusty, handle this part. And then it's like, you got a deal.
Yeah, but if you're the one booking the bands, I feel like you should be the one to be able to announce it on the show before everybody else knows.
Not officially, though. Yeah.
But that's what you've always said. This is not official.
Right.
This is just scuttlebutt.
This is scuttlebutt. It's just scuttlebutt.
We got a commercial break to get to. We've got Moonlight Mile.
Yeah, coming to Gypsy
And they're going to be
Run
at Gypsy Run tonight.
Yep.
And we'll preview them coming up in just a second.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. The regular season ends tomorrow afternoon for Kentucky on the road at Arkansas. A UK win secures the third seed for next week's SEC tournament. But I don't think these cats have learned what hard work is because of the name they wear on their chest. We'll see tomorrow. The Hogs dominated UK 88-73 in their first meeting in Rupp Arena. Pre-game shows begin at 12:30. Tip-offs at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon for number 23 Kentucky at Arkansas on Z105. The girls' 12th region semifinals at Pulaski County have been postponed tonight because of potential storms, but they will be played tomorrow afternoon on Hometown Radio. Danville faces Pulaski County at 1 o'clock Saturday on WHIR FM 103.9. Then around 2:45 Saturday, Mercer County meets Southwestern on WHBN FM 99.5. Both games stream live at hometownlive.net. The championship game will be played Sunday afternoon at 3. Last night in the boys' 12th region tournament, Pulaski County and McCreary Central both won. The Maroons pulled away from Mercer County in the last 4 minutes of the game, 65-48. The Raiders held off Boyle County 48-44. In Monday's semifinals, host Lincoln County takes on West Jessamine at 6:30, followed by McCreary Central meeting Pulaski County around 8:15. NASCAR is running this weekend in Las Vegas on Hometown Radio. Airtime's at 4 o'clock tomorrow for Xfinity Racing. Join us at 2:30 Sunday for Cup action on WHIR FM. In the women's SEC tournament yesterday, Kentucky surprised Alabama 70-59. UK plays Tennessee in the quarterfinals tonight. In the women's Horizon League, former Danville star Ivy Turner scored 14 points as Northern Kentucky nipped Youngstown State 59-58. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Isaiah House provides holistic substance abuse treatment to help recovering addicts achieve sobriety for a lifetime.
We know what that struggle is. We know how bad that is. We know all the damage and the chaos that we created in the past. But the important part is we can show them the solution.
Kentucky Medicaid accepted for treatment. Call Isaiah House Treatment Center today. 859-375-9200. Isaiah House Treatment Center. Real hope for addiction.
Doug DNC Small Engine repair on all ATVs, side-by-sides. Also, I'll get your chainsaws sharpened, serviced. We're ready for the winter. Cut up that firewood. We're open 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. Located 1125 Stanford Road. DNC Small Engine. It's a reminder, too, also that we are offering auto and truck tires. We'll get you serviced and ready for the winter. Come see us for the best prices around and best service. 1125 Stanford Road. DNC Small Engine. 859-209-2615. 209-2615. Doug DNC Small Engine. Come see us.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by
Okay, brought to you by Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at 315 Dillon Hay Street. Call ahead for an appointment. 236-2299, 236-2299. Against severe weather alert day today, we are tracking severe storms, damaging winds, large hail, maybe a tornado or two that could pop up. This is something you're going to want to keep your eye on. And we're taking this threat seriously. This is going to have emergency alerts if and when they're needed here on the radio. Local media will have it. This is just keep weather aware. That's the best thing that I can say. Keep weather aware. Don't let something catch you off guard. Make sure you have a place in your house you can go to. That's considered your safe room if something goes awry with the weather today. We have the tornado sirens, the thunderstorm sirens, all of that. That'll be active as well if those are needed. So kind of tracking it that way, and we'll just wait and see what happens. Expected to be in the area at some point in the early afternoon hours if the experts are right. I am in no way, shape, or form a weather expert. I read what the experts say and relay that information to you. So it's kind of like the weather's a press release because I am reading the information they are feeding me. Dusty is on here. Dusty, we've got live music tonight. Gypsy Run Brewery after the storm. Post-storm music.
Post-storm music. And it's probably still too windy to have it outside, even though it is going to be rather nice out
tonight. 38's the low tonight.
Oh, well, never mind. Let's not do that.
No, stop it.
Yeah, I'm all right.
32-degree drop in temperature.
We're going to have it inside then, which they've played many times over there at Gypsy Run, so you might have seen them, but they're an excellent band that's coming. And the song I picked out today is off their album, but it's called Honey, so check it out.
Moonlight Mile and Honey. Kentucky natives.
Honey, have you ever thought about running away? Leave this town for good and never see it again. Honey, if we keep this up, we're bound to die. I got $20 to my name, girl, I think I get high. For years I tried to slow me down, but I ain't near as patient now. They ain't gonna win this fight tonight. Girl, I'm gonna be alright, 'cause honey, gonna chase these dreams. I got this full tank of gasoline. Honey, you know I act so tough, but I ain't ever been good enough. And until Appalachia falls in the sea, honey, it ain't gonna stop me, no. Honey, when you tell me the truth, you believe in me.
Honey, Moonlight Mile. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. They're, like I said, excellent group out of Eastern Kentucky, and they're going to be playing tonight at Gypsy Run. We're probably going to start around 8.
Okay.
Usually that crowd likes to show up around 8:30 because you got to get all the games and stuff out of the way, and then all those people show up afterwards or whatever. Like as far as like basketball and whatnot. So,
yeah. All right, cool. So about 8:30 or so tonight.
Yeah, that's usually whenever I like to start. That's just me.
You flicker the lights and let people know, hey, we're getting ready to start.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Or do it at intermission.
Yeah, do it at intermission.
Like they do at big shows.
Yeah, usually, so the bands like to take a break. They'll play for about 2 hours. Maybe these guys like to play a little more. They like to have a lot of fun.
Cool.
But they'll take a break, and I always tell bands, I was like, hey, I don't mind you taking a break, but just give me a warning.
Yeah.
Like a song, like, hey, this is our last one, and we're gonna take a break for a minute. Right? That's all I ask, because like, there's nothing. If I'm like talking to somebody and they just stop playing, and then I have to like scramble to like cue up music, because like awkward silence in that setting is just weird.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so then I have to think about
especially for people on a first date there. Then they're sitting there and it's quiet and they don't know what to say to each other.
If you ever are at a restaurant that's closing down, whenever they turn off the music, you know it's time to get out, because it just gets awkward.
Yeah.
Because there's like, you just start hearing other people's conversations.
Uh-huh.
And then, and you're just like, all right, I'm getting out of here.
Unless you're there to hear other people's conversations, at which point this is what you
true.
waited for the entire night.
The entire
I've
night.
waited for this moment.
Yeah, it's pretty good. If you're in Lexington, by all means, you can check out some other live music happening. Nolan Taylor is going to be at the Burl tonight, along with Drayton Farley. Then you got D. Boone Pittman will be at Rockhaven on this Friday. And then Brother Smith is over there at Manchester Music Hall, if you want to check him out. And Kyle Fields at Tin Roof. And then at the Nook tomorrow, which is the 4th. Is that March 4th?
Tomorrow's March the 4th, yep.
You got Chelsea Nolan and Jennifer Tackett, or Jen Tackett is what she goes by.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be at the Nook. And so that would be a great show to go to. They are both, especially when they're together. So Jen Tackett's like an oversharer. Like, you can get her going. She's a real easy interview, right? Like, we have the person where you just say one question and they just go.
And they take it away.
Yeah, and they take it away, right? That's like the best. That's the best people to interview. But they're both super funny. And so when they're together, they like to do these Instagram like lives of like the snacks they get at gas stations. And it's always like this random junk that they get, but they're both going to be at the Nook this Saturday, so go check them out. It's going to be a good show. Even like they do excellent music. Don't get me wrong, but you'll just have a good time. Trust me on this. But go see them. And then Jennifer Westwood and the Handsome Devils will be Sunday at the Break Room, and so you got some live music happening all this week. If
there
you
you
want to go check them out.
Dusty with the Kentucky Music Preview. He's on Tuesdays and Fridays here on The Joe Show, and you can see him tonight at Gypsy Run for Moonlight Mile. Dusty, appreciate you being on.
If I make it, I got to drive through all this is what I got to do.
Well, we're praying you make it. 8:30 showtime for tonight at Gypsy Run. It's 8:32.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way.
It's Chastity at ADA Heating and Air. Contacting us just got easier. Check us out online at adaheatingandair.com to get information on services and products we offer, schedule service, set up an estimate. You can even fill out a credit application for financing and let us know how we did with our satisfaction survey. Call us at 859-519-6382.
ADA Heating and Air. ADA is on the way.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Perryville Mayor Carlos Miller said he hopes that discontinuing live streaming of city council meetings will help encourage more public comment. We told you a month ago that the Perryville City Council voted to discontinue live streaming of their city council meetings, something that became popular during the midst of COVID-19. The decision was met with some opposition, as those Perryville residents who said they want to watch but can't attend were left without an option. However, in an interview with the Advocate Messenger, Miller said he hopes the decision, quote, encourages the citizens to come to the meetings and voice their opinions during the open forum instead of posting on Facebook. The decision to end the live streaming also came after Paravel voted in favor of purchasing $4,000 worth of video equipment and microphone equipment to make streaming quality better. That purchase was reimbursed by the state government, and Miller says they're now looking into how to repurpose that equipment. Paravel City Council did have a meeting last night. Ephraim McDowell Health is now offering an expanded occupational health service for local industries and their workforce. The new center will offer drug screenings, immunizations, wellness offerings, pre-employment screenings, and physicals, among other things. The Ephraim McDowell Health Occupational Health Services will be open Mondays through Fridays, 7 until 4:30 by appointment only, with non-traditional hours as well. The Danville School Board swore in a new chair, vice chair, and member on the board at their most recent meeting. The Danville School Board met earlier this week and voted to name Esther Ruggiero as the chair and Jennifer Pusateri as the vice chair of the Danville School Board. Members also selected Melinda Weathers to fill the vacancy on the board after a member moved outside the school district. The city of Danville is working on a community gift card program. While some details are still being ironed out, the city says they're looking for locally owned and operated businesses to participate in this gift card program. Shops, restaurants, artists, experiences, and more. They're having a quick question and answer session with those interested business owners this morning at 8:30 at Danville City Hall. If you're a business owner and can't make that session, you can email mcrossfield@danvilleky.gov with your questions. And Bergen Independent Schools recently became one of just 7 districts in the state that earned 4-star status or better on all of their district schools. Bergen recently received the 4-star ranking for the elementary, middle, and high school. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Big deals.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Almost every small Kentucky town has a go-to restaurant. In Central Kentucky, it's the Bread of Life Cafe in Liberty. If you like a good buffet, you'll love the huge down-home cooking featuring 3 fully stocked buffet tables, or you can order off their extensive menu. You'll find something delicious for every person in the family at the Bread of Life Cafe. Visit the gift and sweet shop at the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on Highway 127. Open till 8, Monday through Thursday, 9 Friday and Saturday. Feed your tummy and your soul with a stop at the Bread of Life Cafe and Buffet, 5 miles south of Liberty.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Call Mark or Chris. They'll give you a free quote. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. Severe weather day today on the Joe Show with damaging winds, storms that could be severe. You know, wind gust up over the 70-mile-per-hour mark at times, and a chance at a tornado as well. Certainly conditions could favor that. You get lots of rain. It's going to be this afternoon, late morning, early afternoon, where all that is centered around. And again, the good news, according to the experts, the meteorologists, the good news is that once it moves through the area, it's done for the day. So when it comes, batten down the hatches, you know, find a safe spot if that's needed, and just wait it out. And we're in for a great weekend overall after that. Saturday, partly sunny, becoming mostly sunny. A high up near 60, and 63 is the high on Sunday. Right now, it's 8:30 in the morning, 45 degrees here in Danville. Here's Wedding Planning with Pim.
Hi, I'm Timothy Stewart Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. You found the love of your life. You've set the date, booked the church, and officiate for your ceremony. Now it's time to select the venue for your wedding reception. You have options. I'll give you the upside to celebrating in a hotel or hall. Hotel, a glamorous ballroom atmosphere, plenty of room for a large number of guests, lots of space for a band and dance floor, plenty of parking, and handicap accessibility, food and beverage, and a selection of other services provided by the facility. No looking for rentals, linens, a baker, florist. Another plus, hotel guests can go directly to their rooms after your reception. And the honeymoon suite is right upstairs. Sounds great, and it is. Thinking about renting a hall for your post-ceremony festivities? There are a number of advantages here. For starters, a hall will be less expensive than renting a hotel facility. If it's a hall your family has rented before, or if you've attended events there in the past, the surroundings will be familiar. In most cases, you can choose your own caterer, florist, and cake baker, and you can decorate the place yourself. A real plus if you don't want a cookie-cutter wedding. Halls offer kitchen facilities, handicap accessibility, adequate parking, and space for dancing. My love note, venues book months in advance, so do your due diligence, decide, and book it.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Nothing is more frustrating than clogged pipes, drains, and sinks. A plumber with the correct tools can make the repair so much easier and quicker. Royal Flush Plumbing can do camera inspections, saves tearing up your yard. They can find debris left behind and get it all out with their hot hydro-jetting equipment and Warthog root-cutting head. It gets the job done when plunging or snaking a drain can't. Call Royal Flush owner Danny Lynn.
If you're looking for a plumber you can trust, pick up the phone and call Royal Flush, 859-319-1286. 859-319-1286.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
I saw this video yesterday on social media. I don't know if you all saw it or not. Chris Brown was doing a concert, and he invited a girl on stage and was trying to dance on her, like in a sexual way, trying to dance, and she wouldn't stay off her phone. She just kept on looking at her phone. I think she was just trying to, video document the entire thing. But it was just bizarre because she was staying on her phone while Chris Brown, the R&B artist, had invited her on stage, and he got so frustrated with her, he took the phone out of her hands and chucked it into the crowd. And that raised some eyebrows because, who's to say he or she does or doesn't have insurance on that phone? And so Apple has come out, and they now have a new Apple Care insurance plan called Chris Brown Apple Care.
It happens every time you go to a Chris Brown concert.
Woohoo! This is great! Hey, that's my phone!
Never fear, Apple Care now includes damage caused by Chris Brown.
I went to a Chris Brown concert and he gave me a lap dance, then threw my phone into the crowd. Well, I got it back. Then he grabbed it and threw it into the crowd again. Then I got it back and he followed me home and grabbed my phone and threw it in my sink. Well, Apple Care's Chris Brown deal fixed it free of charge. Thanks! Wait, I think Chris is in my closet.
Apple Care's new Chris Brown plan. Sign up today.
There you go, the Chris Brown Apple Care plan. Let's see what's going on in Grub Gab, the world of food. Ladies and gentlemen, you can just eat it. All right, starting off with Buffalo Wild Wings. I used to love B-dubs, and then I feel like, honestly, I felt like their quality kind of went down. They do have my favorite wing sauce, though. Mango Habanero Buffalo Wild Wings is my favorite, and they're actually celebrating March Madness with the introduction of two brand new sauces, Buffalo Ranch and Honey Garlic. Sounds pretty good. The new Buffalo Ranch sauce features a creamy combo of spicy, buttery, and tangy flavors, while honey garlic combines two of the brand's most popular flavors to deliver a sweet and savory sauce that can be enjoyed in a variety of menu items, including wings, sandwiches, and wraps. Buffalo Wild Wings is also giving fans the chance to win an all-inclusive stay at their new B&B Dubs pop-up space during the first round of the March Madness tournament on March 17th and March 18th, as well as tickets to the Final Four. The B&B Dubs is going to be in the Houston, Texas location, a pop-up space that includes its own elite locker room space, banners, themed artwork, trophies, a sauce bar on tap, game day activities, and wall-to-wall TVs with multiple games playing simultaneously at all times. Pretty cool. McDonald's sent to announce its much-anticipated Chicken Big Mac, and it will start in Canada on Tuesday, March the 7th. So next Tuesday, Canada only. We'll see how this thing goes. But the McDonald's Chicken Mac consists of 2 crispy fried chicken patties, where the burgers would have been. Layer with Big Mac sauce, a slice of processed cheddar cheese, lettuce, and tangy pickles, all stacked between 3 sesame seed buns. The Chicken Mac was originally tested at locations in Miami last summer, but for some unexplained reason, the chain decided it would be best to launch the chicken burger first in Canada. No word yet on whether it's coming to the U.S. Again, in Canada, beginning on Tuesday, the Chicken Big Mac, and we'll see if this thing goes good enough to where they can release this here in the United States. And Dippin' Dots offers a combination of Icy's most popular flavors, cherry and blue raspberry, in the form of frozen beads, with the introduction of its newest flavor, Icy Cherry and Blue Raz. The Cherry and Blue Raz features bright red cherry and brilliant blue raspberry-colored frozen beads that share a very similar profile to Icy's most iconic signature beverages. Arriving on the heels of the Dippin' Dots acquisition by J&J Snack Foods back in June of last year, the unique mix of classic Icy flavors and Dippin' Dots frozen beads creates a one-of-a-kind product that guarantees the thrill and excitement that fans will be looking for all summer long. Dippin' Dots and Icy with a combo. Buffalo Wild Wings with some new wing sauces. And McDonald's debuting the Chicken Mac in Canada. And that's what's going on in the world of food. Just eat it. And Dusty wants to know, couldn't you just get a McChicken dressed like a Big Mac? Try it out. Maybe you can. Get a little preview of the Chicken Mac, or order a Big Mac with just McChicken patties instead of the Big Mac burger patties. Try that out. Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. I don't know if they even let you do it, but doesn't hurt to try. All right, don't let breakfast be boring when it could be better. Awaken with bacon at Wendy's right here in Danville. The Bacon Breakfast Baconator with oven-baked bacon that'll awaken your taste buds. Start your day off with a bacon bang. Or you can take a delicious bite into sausage, egg, and Swiss croissants with savory sausage on a flaky, warm croissant bun, or bacon as well, the Frosty Chino, to slurp that down with your sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant. You can also have a coffee. If you're not a croissant person, shame on you. But they also have biscuits, sausage, egg, and cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. They have the Sweet Treat, the French Toast Sticks, brand new menu item they just released last year at Wendy's. All of this great breakfast choices, breakfast menu, breakfast drinks, breakfast meals, I guess is what I want to say. They got the drinks and the meals. They got it all at Wendy's. So when you drive by Wendy's on Houstonville Road right here in Danville, and you think, hey, I'll stop there for lunch, you could do that. Or you could stop right now for breakfast. They got it going on at Wendy's right here in Danville, where you can always look forward to the morning at Wendy's. Awaken with bacon. It's 8:48 in the morning, and we see what's going on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B. Coming up next.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell. I mean, of course you do. Why wouldn't you? After all, I'm a skunk. But my stinky fragrance is nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. So if you think you smell a leak or encounter other signs such as hearing a hissing or blowing sound or seeing a vapor cloud, blowing dirt, or bubbling water, do not smoke, talk on the phone, turn on or off equipment or vehicles, or do anything that could cause a spark. Leave the area immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. Atmos Energy will send a trained technician to investigate the situation. Take it from a skunk. Gas leaks leaks just plain stink. Seriously, there's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. Yep, that's a little skunk humor there. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. The regular season ends tomorrow afternoon for Kentucky on the road at Arkansas. A UK win secures the third seed for next week's SEC tournament. But I don't think these cats have learned what hard work is because of the name they wear on their chest. We'll see tomorrow. The Hogs dominated UK 88-73 in their first meeting in Rupp Arena. Pre-game shows begin at 12:30. Tip-offs at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon for number 23 Kentucky at Arkansas on Z105. The girls' 12th region semifinals at Pulaski County have been postponed tonight because of potential storms, but they will be played tomorrow afternoon on Hometown Radio. Danville faces Pulaski County at 1 o'clock Saturday on WHIR FM 103.9. Then around 2:45 Saturday, Mercer County meets Southwestern on WHBN FM 99.5. Both games stream live at hometownlive.net. The championship game will be played Sunday afternoon at 3. Last night in the boys' 12th region tournament, Pulaski County and McCreary Central both won. The Maroons pulled away from Mercer County in the last 4 minutes of the game, 65-48. The Raiders held off Boyle County 48-44. In Monday's semifinals, host Lincoln County takes on West Jessamine at 6:30, followed by McCreary Central meeting Pulaski County around 8:15. NASCAR is running this weekend in Las Vegas on Hometown Radio. Airtime's at 4 o'clock tomorrow for Xfinity Racing. Join us at 2:30 Sunday for Cup action on WHIR-FM. In the women's SEC tournament yesterday, Kentucky surprised Alabama 70-59. UK plays Tennessee in the quarterfinals tonight. In the Women's Horizon League, former Danville star Ivy Turner scored 14 points as Northern Kentucky nipped Youngstown State 59-58. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
It's all about you and Stuart Powell.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore, General Manager of Stuart Powell Ford, Lincoln, and Mazda, 225 South Danville Bypass here in Danville. And for the first time in 3 years, we have new Fords on our lot ready to go home with you. Please stop by and see our selection. We are offering these at invoice pricing or shop online at stuartpowell.com.
Making people happy because we know how. It's an easy thing to do in Danville. Stuart Powell.
Ford, Lincoln, Mazda. The Hometown Radio Network sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. High school basketball changes to that girls' 12th region tournament because of today's expected severe weather. The girls' 12th region tournament has been pushed back a day. The semifinals will now be tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Danville versus Pulaski County, 2:45 Mercer County versus Southwestern. The winners of those two games will play in the championship game on Sunday. The Danville game tomorrow on WHIR and the Mercer game on WHBN and HometownLive.net for both of them.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends. They're over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. Ooh, my tongue didn't whirl on that one. Reitmeyer, there we go. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you. Call Mark or Chris for a free quote. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. There we go. Cloudy skies today. We're seeing that right now. Rain showers, thunderstorms. It is, yes, a severe weather day today. We're tracking severe thunderstorms, damaging winds, hail, and the potential for a tornado. We got to give you all the information. Just, we don't want anything to catch you off guard. This is a day where weather could get dicey in the afternoon. And so make sure you have a spot in your house you can go to if that does indeed happen, and stay weather aware. I've said that like every single weather forecast, but it's true. Stay weather aware. We make it through today, and we make it through today. Tomorrow, sunshine. 60 as a high, 63 as the high on Sunday. Once it's out of here, it's out of here. And so we just got to make it through those couple of hours where things could get a little interesting. 238-WHIR is the phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. It is 8:53 in the morning, and a review actually, no, we're not going to do that one. I was going to read something, but never mind. Musicians keep snubbing King Charles. We talked about that with Dusty on Tuesday. I meant to talk about this with Dusty when he was in here, but I forgot about it. It slipped my mind. Musicians keep on snubbing King Charles. So he has his coronation coming up, and he's reached out to all kinds of different musicians. Most of them are English-based bands or artists, and they've all said no. Now, most of the ones he's reached out to have a reason. They have scheduling conflicts. They already have concert dates, whatever. The only one that did not have a reason to say no was Adele. Adele just flat out said no. And so we know the biggest act as of right now that we know of that's going to be playing at King Charles's coronation is Lionel Richie, which he's a great act, but he's from Alabama. Right? He has no connection to the royal family whatsoever, so way to go to Lionel Richie. But King Charles is continuing to look for some major headliners to play his coronation. They're all saying no. Check out this promo for King Charles's coronation concert.
Coming soon, it's the King Charles Coronation Celebration with performances from all of your favorites, like the drummer from Hootie and the Blowfish, plus Katy Perry's makeup artist. And don't miss Mick Jagger's dry cleaner, live on stage attempting to sing.
I can't wait to see the guy who knows a guy who knows Melissa Etheridge's neighbor.
Plus, don't miss Elton John, impersonator Elton Johninsky. The coronation of King Charles, coming soon.
There you go, King Charles's coronation concert. That's going to be a fun one to see Mick Jagger's dry cleaner on stage there. All right, it's 8:55 in the morning. Let's see what's going on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Starting off on this day back in 1966. On this day, 1966, where Neil Young, Stephen Stills, and Richie Furay all got together for the first time and decided they were going to form a brand new band.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear.
And what it was Buffalo Springfield. They got together in Los Angeles, formed a new band called Buffalo Springfield, among the first wave of American bands to become popular in the wake of the British invasion.
I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
The group combined rock, folk, and country music into a sound all of its own. Its million-selling song, this one right here, For What It's Worth, became a political anthem for the turbulent late 60s.
Battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. The young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Every time we stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
It was on this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history, 1972. An artist called Elton John released a song as a single officially titled Rocket Man, I Think It's Going to Be a Long, Long Time. Shortened to just Rocket Man.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no.
The song was inspired by the short story called The Rocket Man in Ray Bradbury's book, The Illustrated Man, and echoes the theme of David Bowie's 1969 song, Space Oddity. Kate Bush released a cover of Rocket Man in 1991 as a part of the Elton John tribute album called Two Rooms. 1972, Elton John released a song called Rocket Man.
I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out the fuse I've ever known.
And it was on this day, 1973, this UK group, this British group, made history. Well, first time in quite some time, they achieved a feat that hadn't been done in quite some time with this song. Slade's song, Come On, Feel the Noise, entered the charts at number 1 in UK on the United Kingdom charts and made Slade the first act to do that since the Beatles. It's been a while. Slade making history on this day, 1973. Come on, Feel the Noise. Slade, Elton John, and Buffalo Springfield have all made their mark on this date, March the 3rd, in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. We are 1 minute away from top hour news on The Joe Show on AM 1230 and 103.9 FM WHIR Danville.
Hello, this is Beth Coyle from your local Medicine Shop Pharmacy. If you have a cough or cold, we have the relief. When suffering from a nasty cough or seasonal cold, the next best thing to a hot bowl of soup is a visit to your locally owned Medicine Shop Pharmacy. We'll provide the comfort you are seeking by talking with you about your symptoms and recommending the proper over-the-counter medications to ease your discomfort. Plus, we will fill the cough and cold prescriptions prescribed by your doctor promptly and carefully. The Medicine Shop also provides many services that will help you out, like free delivery in Danville, free weekly medication packaging, and we will work with your insurance company to make sure you receive maximum benefits from your plan. Now, don't you feel better? Stop by today to discover a friendly, knowledgeable pharmacy staff that cares about you and your community. We have fast, friendly service in store. We also have free delivery in Danville, and you can order online at medicineshop.com. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy at 900 Houstonville Road in Danville. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to noon. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, caring beyond prescriptions.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX. It's 9
News
o'clock.
Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Former prominent South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh is scheduled to be sentenced soon. Murdaugh faces 30 years to life in prison without parole after he was convicted on Thursday of murdering his wife and son.
Indictment for murder, SC code 16-3-0010, CDR code 0116, verdict guilty.
The once wealthy, high-profile South Carolina lawyer was also convicted of 2 counts of possession of a weapon during a violent crime. The prosecution claimed Murdaugh was about to be exposed for stealing millions from his clients and committed the murders to gain sympathy. The jury came back from deliberations within hours Thursday following weeks of testimony. Murdaugh admits he lied to police about his whereabouts the night of the murder, stole money from his clients, and was a drug addict. However, he says he didn't kill his wife and son. A dangerous storm is now moving through parts of the South and Midwest. This after severe weather rolled through the Dallas-Fort Worth area Thursday night with wind gusts of 70 miles an hour and golf ball-size hail. Meteorologist Angie Lassman.
We have many watches, warnings, alerts up right now. Winter weather, we do now have a winter storm warning in effect for parts of the Detroit metro area. We have flood alerts from basically the Missouri area up into parts of Ohio. We have wind alerts.
The EPA says it will require the Norfolk Southern Railroad to test for dioxins at the site of the derailment last month in East Palestine, Ohio. Brian Naranjo is the Norfolk Southern Railroad Environmental Operations System Manager.
We understand this has been a huge impact to the community, but we're working with the agencies to make sure we're doing this right.
Dioxins are described by the World Health Organization as a persistent environmental pollutant with highly toxic potential. People living in the small community on the Ohio-Pennsylvania state line have complained about health issues since the train derailed 1 month ago. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Republican Kelly Craft for governor.
All across Kentucky, an empty chair, a place missing at the table, families suffering because fentanyl and other dangerous drugs have stolen our loved ones away. As a mother, this is personal to me because I've experienced that empty chair at my table. This has to stop. We need leadership. And as your governor, I'll back up our police and stop drugs at our border.
Paid for by Kelly Craft for governor.
AA made all the difference in my life. I noticed that most of the goals I had as a kid were slipping by. I didn't feel like the person I hoped to be. After all those years of drinking, I really didn't know myself. When I was out there drinking, I was always looking for the next great party to make me feel all right. With AA, I found a better way of life. And I feel good in my everyday life, even without a drink in my hand. Alcoholics Anonymous. It works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or AA.org.
The man who leaked the Pentagon Papers says he's dying of pancreatic cancer.
A federal judge today ordered the New York Times to suspend temporarily publication of a series of reports based on a secret Pentagon study of how the United States became involved in the Vietnamese War.
Daniel Ellsberg was a defense contractor who worked on a government study about the secret history of the Vietnam War and leaked a copy of it to the press in 1971 in opposition to the war. That led to protests and calls to end the conflict. On Thursday, the 91-year-old Ellsberg tweeted that he has been diagnosed with inoperable pancreatic cancer and has been given 3 to 6 months to live. Ellsberg wrote that he's chosen not to do chemotherapy. He's urging his friends in the anti-war movement to please keep going. A pair of New York City Council members are sponsoring a bill for free child care for every child up to 5 years old. Paul DeCastro reports.
Jennifer Gutierrez and Kevin Riley are introducing a bill that calls for free child care for all New York City kids aged 6 weeks to 5 years old. Gutierrez and Riley say they understand the struggle and they both have had trouble finding affordable child care for their kids. The proposed bill also aims to include access for undocumented children. There will be a public hearing for this bill in April.
Actor Matthew McConaughey's wife is describing what it was like to be aboard the German flight out of Austin, Texas, that encountered severe turbulence on Wednesday night. Camila Alves McConaughey posted on Instagram that stuff was flying everywhere as the plane dropped about 4,000 feet. Out of respect for others' privacy, she posted a video of items scattered on the floor, but no pictures of passengers. Lufthansa Flight 469 left Austin Bergstrom on its way to Frankfurt and hit severe turbulence over Tennessee. The plane made an emergency landing in Virginia. 7 people suffered minor injuries. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The fact that they didn't go after Hillary for deleting those emails and using BleachBit and destroying those devices, that's special treatment. That wouldn't happen to all of you listening to this program, I promise you. They actively put their thumb on the scales in 2016. Even when the FBI in early October 2016 went to Christopher Steele, said, here's $1 million if you can corroborate your dossier, he couldn't collect because he couldn't corroborate. By the end of October, even though he couldn't corroborate it, and they used it as the bulk of information in a FISA application, and remember, it was Deputy FBI Director McCabe that said, well, if we didn't have the dossier, we wouldn't have gotten the FISA warrant. And nobody was held accountable.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
I want to remind you about something that you wouldn't think could happen, but it can, and it's people can steal your home. My friend had his home stolen. The crime is home title theft. It's real. It's horrendous, but it's real, and it's everywhere. Now, luckily, this was just a demo, but I saw how criminals all around the world target American homeowners, and that's why I protect my home with Home Title Lock, and you need to as well. And a thief can simply forge your signature on a legal document claiming you sold your home to them. Homeowners insurance and common identity theft programs do not protect you, but Home Title Lock does. They want to give you an absolutely free, no obligation verification that your home is still in your name. You register for 30 days of protection for free. Just go to HometitleLock.com, promo code Sean, an absolutely free, no obligation. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code Sean.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Good morning to you. It's Friday, March the 3rd. It's Friday all day long. We are looking at a severe weather day today. Severe weather day with thunderstorms, severe storms, damaging winds, maybe even some hail along with it as well. And, we'll get through this. It's going to be maybe a rough couple of hours or so when that storm passes through, but when it is done, it's done. And we've got a great weekend in store for us, and we got a lot to be excited about. You know why? Because it's Friday. Duh. Come on, celebrate Friday.
The following program contains material not suitable for children, adults, or childish adults.
Wop, bop, a loo, bop, the weekend's here. It's Friday, alrighty. It's Friday, alrighty. Woo! This is my day, alrighty. 'Cause it's Friday, alrighty. I love Friday, alrighty. Wop, bop, a loo, bop, the weekend's here. I go to work, I ain't lazy, but sometimes it drives me crazy. Woo! So much work that I find, I start to lose my mind. But when Friday comes along, I'm so glad to be alive, 'cause I know later tonight I'm gonna party overtime. It's Friday, alrighty. It's Friday, alrighty. Woo! This is my day, alrighty. 'Cause it's Friday, alrighty. I love Friday, alrighty. Wop, bop, a loo, bop, the weekend's here. Another week, I made it through. Now I know just what to do. I'm gonna scream when I get home. Woo! Call my friends up on the phone. We're gonna have a ball, so much fun it's out of sight. So you better not expect us home till late on Sunday night. It's Friday, alrighty. It's Friday, alrighty. Woo!
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Perryville Mayor Carlos Miller said he hopes that discontinuing live streaming of city council meetings will help encourage more public comment. We told you a month ago that the Perryville City Council voted to discontinue live streaming of their city council meetings, something that became popular during the midst of COVID-19. The decision was met with some opposition, as those Perryville residents who said they want to watch but can't attend were left without an option. However, in an interview with the Advocate Messenger, Miller said he hopes the decision, quote, encourages the citizens to come to the meetings and voice their opinions during the open forum instead of posting on Facebook. The decision to end the live streaming also came after Perryville voted in favor of purchasing $4,000 worth of video equipment and microphone equipment to make streaming quality better. That purchase was reimbursed by the state government, and Miller says they're now looking into how to repurpose that equipment. Perryville City Council did have a meeting last night. Ephraim McDowell Health is now offering an expanded occupational health service for local industries and their workforce. The new center will offer drug screenings, immunizations, wellness offerings, pre-employment screenings, and physicals, among other things. The Ephraim McDowell Health Occupational Health Services will be open Mondays through Fridays, 7 until 4:30 by appointment only, with non-traditional hours as well. The Danville School Board swore in a new chair, vice chair, and member on the board at their most recent meeting. The Danville School Board met earlier this week and voted to name Esther Ruggiero as the chair and Jennifer Pusateri as the vice chair of the Danville School Board. Members also selected Melinda Weathers to fill the vacancy on the board after a member moved outside the school district. The city of Danville is working on a community gift card program. While some details are still being ironed out, the city says they're looking for locally owned and operated businesses to participate in this gift card program. Shops, restaurants, artists, experiences, and more. They're having a quick question and answer session with those interested business owners this morning at 8:30 at Danville City Hall. If you're a business owner and can't make that session, you can email mcrossfield@danvilleky.gov with your questions. And Bergen Independent Schools recently became one of just 7 districts in the state that earned 4-star status or better on all of their district schools. Bergen recently received the 4-star ranking for the elementary, middle, and high school. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at the Big Deals Online Store. Sign up for money savings deals at local businesses. Get gift certificates up to half off. That is a big deal. HometownLive.net and click on the Big Deals Store. All right, damaging winds expected today, up near 70 miles per hour at times, according to some meteorologists. Be aware of that. Also a chance at hail, rain showers, certainly severe thunderstorms. It is a severe weather day. 70 is the high. Tomorrow, Sunshine in the afternoon, 57, sunshine Sunday, and 63. It is Friday. It's 9:13 in the morning. It's 47 degrees. We're going to buy, sell, swap, trade, and give away in the Adcaster.
Now, the Adcaster Show on WHIR. Buy, sell, trade for free. Phone lines are now open. Call 859-238-WHIR. Let her go.
The Adcaster. We buy, sell, swap, trade, and we give away on the Adcaster right here on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Now, someone who wants to sell a German Shepherd Husky female. It is unfixed. Female is unfixed, approximately 3 years old. Phone number is 859-247-0704. 859-247-0704. For sale, clothes of different sizes and surveillance cameras that she needs hung up. She needs someone to come and hang up surveillance cameras at her place. She also has different size clothes for sale. 606-669-5743. 606-669-5743. We have a couple that... They're looking for a couple, to clean and maintain an apartment building. The pay will be you get free rent. So housing's going to cost you nothing. In this day and time, that's a pretty good deal. 859-734-0217. 859-734-0217. And someone wants to give away some firewood in the Bergen area. Firewood to give away, Bergen area. 859-325-3913. 859-325-3913. We'll step aside. We'll come back and give you the second half of the Adcaster. It is right after this here on The Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports.
Big changes are coming to the HVAC industry.
The minimum efficiency rating of equipment is increasing nationwide.
If your HVAC system is more than 8 years old, or if you would like a quote on upgrading your current system, call ADA Heating and Air.
Upgrading to a new, more efficient system now will save you money immediately on your utility bills and may qualify you for tax credits in 2023.
Call ADA Heating and Air for a free estimate.
ADA is on the way.
The Parthenon, Greek, American, eats, dine in, or take out. Fresh from our family, fresh Mediterranean and American. A gathering place, always a treat. Specialty gyros, great burgers and fries. Whatever you're craving will satisfy. The Parthenon, Greek, American, eats, dine in, or take out. Fresh from our family.
In Danville, Lexington Road.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
917 238 WHIR 238-9447. For sale, a master-built electric turkey fryer, a New Wave air fryer, and a Peloton Plus stationary bike. 613-9816. 613-9816. For sale, box spring and a mattress, I should say, an entertainment center, 2 ladder back chairs, $10 for both, and 3 ceiling fans, $10 for each of those. You have to take down the ceiling fans, though. That's the only catch. 859-612-8312. 859-612-8312. And somebody wants to buy some pet rabbits. 613-9874. I want to buy some pet rabbits. 613-9874. That's all she wrote, he wrote, and they wrote for this Friday morning edition of the Adcaster right here on The Joe Show. Let her go. Adcaster is back again next week right here on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we have Jimmy McClure, who's going to be on with us this morning via telephone for McClure, and Bailey. But coming up in 10 seconds, it's Gary Fogle and Kentucky Sports Memories as we round out this week.
I'm Gary Fogle. Welcome to Kentucky Sports Memories. Today we'll hear from Larry Stamper talk about what he thinks of the one and two and dones at UK, because back when he played at UK, everybody stuck around for 4 years.
At Watson's, we've been delivering all the family fun and relaxation to our local community for over 50 years. Our mission is to provide high-quality home recreational products and home furnishings to our customers that bring families and friends together for a break from the daily stresses of life. Shop the largest local selection of in-stock products for your home, inside and out, and get the guaranteed lowest price in the USA. Only at Watson's. We have all the fun.
Back when Larry Stamper came to the University of Kentucky out of Lee County High School in eastern Kentucky, this was in the late 60s, and back then there was no such thing as one and dones and two and dones, or three and dones for that matter. Guys who came to college to play college basketball stuck around for 4 years before moving on to either the NBA, the ABA, which existed back then, or just out of basketball. But that's not the case now. Also today, there is the NIL, name, image, likeness, where players can make money that way. That didn't exist back when Larry Stamper played either. So I asked him about both of those and how he felt about them.
Nowadays, UK has a lot of players who are one and done, two and done, that type of thing. Do you like that? Are you okay with that?
Well, I'm okay with it. I can't begrudge anyone for wanting to go in the NBA or playing, because you're going to school to have a career, to make money, to support yourself and your family. And now they've got it to where players can make money. And when I played, all the money you got was $15 a month from the athletics department, but they furnished food and shelter and books and school. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that go into context, and I always felt that players should get paid, but I'm not sure if they've discovered that's the right way they're doing it.
And although he said he wouldn't begrudge anyone for leaving college early to go play in the NBA to make money, he would like them to see them stay all 4 years like they did back when he played, but knows that's not likely ever going to be the case again. Anyway, my thanks to Larry Stamper, talking with him this week. My thanks to you for listening. And as always, I hope you tune in next week. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll be back with you next week. Until then, I'm Gary Fogle, and this is Kentucky Sports Memories.
Hey there, Gary Fogle, KSM.
Lee's famous recipe of
sorry about that, Lee's. We'll get to you in a second. I promise we're going to get to Lee's. I would never leave Lee's out. I love Lee's. So we're going to Lee's in a second, but I got to make sure you know Gary Fogle, Kentucky Sports Memories, is on Mondays through Fridays here on the Joe Show at this time. Sorry about that, radio rake. Let's go to Lee's, get some chicken, shrimps, and honey mustard.
Lee's famous recipe of Danville is honored to have served this community since 1972. They're excited to announce they are offering even more $5.99 lunch specials. Choose from Lee's 2-piece breast strip, 2-piece dark chicken, chicken slider, or a barbecue chicken sandwich. All specials come with a side of your choice, along with a regular drink and an apple pie or cookie. Wednesday's Customer Appreciation Day. Come on in and ask for the Wednesday special. 3 pieces of famous crispy or strips, 2 sides of your choice, hot homestyle buttermilk biscuit, all $1 off the regular price. Don't feel like cooking tonight? Try one of their family meals. They come in options of 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece selections with your choice of sides. They specialize in catering, so if you need to cater a wedding, office party, funeral, birthday party, or any other special event, call them at 859-236-8777, 236-8777 for a free quote. Let them do all the work for you. They're located at 610 South 4th Street. Drive through or come on in. Lee's famous recipe, serving the best chicken in Danville for over 40 years.
Hi, this is Jenny, local owner of the Danville Nutrition Center, and we are making room for new products by clearancing out overstocked items. Save 20 to 40% off on select vitamins, herbs, and health and beauty products. We currently have hundreds of sale items, but it's while supplies last, so stop by the Nutrition Center soon to save. We are conveniently located at 802 South 4th Street, Danville. Danville Nutrition Center, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Danville Physical Therapy is now orthopedic and sports physical therapy. The new owner and director, Samantha Ashford, will help you if you are having problems with your back, your neck, headaches, industrial work injuries, sports injuries. You need rehab, individual rehab, and skilled hands-on care. Then come to orthopedic and sports physical therapy. Suffer from repetitive strain disorder? Need post-operative rehab of the extremities and the spine? Arthritis? Oh, it hurts. Head to orthopedic and sports physical therapy in Danville, 474 Whirlaway Drive.
Planning a wedding? Paying for a wedding? Attending a wedding? Hi, this is Pim Pfister and Clark with Wedding Planning with Pim, inviting you to join us Monday through Friday after the 8:30 morning news on WHIR AM 1230. I'll give you sound wedding planning advice and money-saving tips, information you need, and you'll get it all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
At Linux of Danville, we work with more than just trucks. From floor mats for your hybrid vehicle, shelving and lights for your work van, and even a hitch for your SUV. At Linux of Danville, we work with all types of vehicles. No truck, no problem. Call us at 859-209-4033 or stop by at 935 Stanford Road and see how we can help you.
Talk Kentucky Sports, weekday mornings at 10 with Matt Jones and Kentucky Sports Radio, right here on AM 1230 WHIR.
Do you have a dog but feel kind of weird about telling her what to do? Now you can train your pooch without feeling like a jerk. Introducing the new instructional DVD, Timid Training Tips. You'll learn how to give basic commands without being mean about it.
All right, Bowser, sit, please. Why don't you go ahead and have a seat, if that's okay with you. Or you can stand. That's cool too.
Timid Training Tips let you show the dog that you're the master, but you're still pretty cool.
All right, Bowser, stay. Unless there's somewhere you want to go, in which case, follow your dreams. Soar, Bowser, soar.
So if you want to train your dog, but are too spineless to be forceful, get the new Timid Training Tips DVD today.
Want a treat, Bowser? Well, then I'm going to give you one without demanding anything in return. Bribing accomplishes nothing, Bowser.
Available now.
There you go, Timid Training Tips. 9:25 in the morning. I want to know if you've tried this new trend yet. There's a new trend on TikTok, and most trends on TikTok are ridiculous, and this is kind of one of those. But it is a trend, and so here it is. A lot of people online are eating oranges in the shower. And in the realm of TikTok trends, this seems to at least be one of the less dangerous and obnoxious ones, because there are very dangerous and obnoxious trends on TikTok that take hold and go viral. This is one that seems fairly easy. So supposedly eating an orange in the shower has several benefits, including it's less of a mess. Peeling and eating an orange is messy in general, but being in the shower makes it easier to rinse off, right? Like you get that stickiness kind of on your fingertips. Actually, my son, Jack, ate an orange right before he went to bed last night. He wanted a snack before he went to bed, so we ate an orange, and he had me peel it for him. And I got, that just kind of that white film stickiness on the tip of my fingers from what they call the little cuties, the little tangerines, the little cuties. Number 2, you get an enhanced sensory experience. So here's the deal with this. The shower's heat is supposed to enhance the smell and the taste of the orange. So you may have this smell of like a fancy hotel or a spa because the citrus smell fills up the entire bathroom with the hot water and the steam and all that. And number 3, citrus fruits do have health benefits. Getting more citrus into your diet is a very good thing. Oranges are a great source of vitamin C, and only about 10 to 12% of adults in the U.S. are getting enough daily from their fruits and veggies. Some of you all hearing this say, that's not a trend, I've been doing this forever. I would probably maybe question that. I wouldn't call you a liar. I'm not calling anybody a liar, but I'd say, come on. But apparently this is not a new thing. It popped up online in 2015 and made the rounds again a few years later, like 2017 or so, but it's back around again. Eating an orange in the shower, the newest viral TikTok trend that does apparently have some benefits to it. It's 9:27 in the morning as we are seeing what's going on this morning in Nerd News, the world of science. Cover the most important news for your brain this morning. So here we go, a quick rundown of this week in the world of science. Hey, wouldn't it be nice to have an extra set of hands to help you around the house? Researchers at Cambridge think it might actually be possible. like literally a second set of robotic arms attached to your body that you control. They've already got a prototype for a second thumb that attaches to your hand. 600 people tried it. 98% were able to use it within the first minute, so it's not like it's hard to master. It's pretty easy. A second thumb. We'll see how that works out. Number 2, in long-distance dating news, a $40 kissing device out of China went viral this week. It attaches to your phone and lets you kiss people remotely by making out with a set of rubber lips. A similar gadget made the rounds in 2016. Number 3, in health news, a study at the University of Florida found that certain chemicals in toilet paper could potentially give you cancer. That's terrible news. Number 4, the next step for computers might be lab-grown mini brains made out of actual tissue. The idea is to link clumps of human cells from the brain together to form a new type of computer chip. They're calling this organoid intelligence. What a weird word, organoid. Number 5, remember when NASA crashed a satellite into an asteroid last fall to see if they could change its orbit? They confirmed this week that it worked. And it worked so well that we could probably do the same thing to stop one from hitting the Earth. But we need to, spot it years ahead of time. Got to give it time to get up there and do its thing. And far enough away from the Earth, too, where there's no, aftermath from knocking it off course. And number 6, another asteroid news. A silly report last week compared the size of an asteroid in Texas to a Welsh corgi. Now it looks like the writer is into the joke. He compared the size of another asteroid to 14 flamingos. An asteroid writer. All right, whatever. That's what's going on in nerd news, the world of science, mini brains, long-distance kissing, and an extra set of hands, or maybe even an extra opposable thumb. That's what's going on in this morning's Nerd News, the world of science. All right, 9:30 in the morning, bottom hour news is coming. Patrick McClure from McClure and Bailey is coming on here next. We'll have Patrick on here. See what's going on with McClure and Bailey today on The Joe Show on WHIR Danville.
This is the Kentucky News Network. A Kentucky Senate committee has passed a bill which, if it becomes law, would ban drag shows in many public places. During the committee discussion, Senator Karen Berg of Louisville spoke against the measure, emphasizing what her transgender son's last actions were.
The last thing he did at work, before he went home and killed himself, was to send out a press release warning us of what was coming.
Supporters of the bill say it's a measure to protect Kentucky's youth. Audio courtesy WKYT TV. Another controversial piece of legislation regarding LGBTQ plus health care is quickly making its way through the legislature.
House Bill 470 would ban gender-affirming care in Kentucky for anyone under the age of 18. It's sponsored by Republican Representative Jennifer Decker.
There is no quality long-term study to establish that there is no long-term benefit to gender transition services. And more importantly, there is long-term evidence that these services result in permanent, lifelong harm to children.
Her bill is opposed by Representative Keturah Herron.
I'm letting you know that this is a very dangerous and harmful piece of legislation. We will lose kids' lives.
Just 3 Republicans voted against the measure. It's now off to the Senate for consideration. I'm Haley Hansen.
Some schools in the state are closed today in anticipation of severe weather. Parts of Kentucky are expecting high winds, and there's also a chance of tornado activity. I'm Sean McCormick. This is the Kentucky News Network.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
So creamy it melts in your mouth. Mom Blakeman's candy. Delicious flavors of family tradition. Old-fashioned candy since 61. Light, rich, creamy, made by hand. A southern treat, a Kentucky brand. Mom Blakeman's Candy.com. So creamy it melts in your mouth. Mom Blakeman's Candy.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Perryville Mayor Carlos Miller said he hopes that discontinuing live streaming of city council meetings will help encourage more public comment. We told you a month ago that the Perryville City Council voted to discontinue live streaming of their city council meetings, something that became popular during the midst of COVID-19. The decision was met with some opposition, as those Perryville residents who said they want to watch but can't attend were left without an option. However, in an interview with the Advocate Messenger, Miller said he hopes the decision, quote, encourages the citizens to come to the meetings and voice their opinions during the open forum instead of posting on Facebook. The decision to end the live streaming also came after Perryville voted in favor of purchasing $4,000 worth of video equipment and microphone equipment to make streaming quality better. That purchase was reimbursed by the state government, and Miller says they're now looking into how to repurpose that equipment. Perryville City Council did have a meeting last night. Ephraim McDowell Health is now offering an expanded occupational health service for local industries and their workforce. The new center will offer drug screenings, immunizations, wellness offerings, pre-employment screenings, and physicals, among other things. The Ephraim McDowell Health Occupational Health Services will be open Mondays through Fridays, 7 until 4:30 by appointment only, with non-traditional hours as well. The Danville School Board swore in a new chair, vice chair, and member on the board at their most recent meeting. The Danville School Board met earlier this week and voted to name Esther Ruggiero as the chair and Jennifer Pusateri as the vice chair of the Danville School Board. Members also selected Melinda Weathers to fill the vacancy on the board after a member moved outside the school district. The city of Danville is working on a community gift card program. While some details are still being ironed out, the city says they're looking for locally owned and operated businesses to participate in this gift card program. Shops, restaurants, artists, experiences, and more. They're having a quick question and answer session with those interested business owners this morning at 8:30 at Danville City Hall. If you're a business owner and can't make that session, you can email mcrossfield@danvilleky.gov with your questions. And Bergen Independent Schools recently became one of just 7 districts in the state that earned 4-star status or better on all of their district schools. Bergen recently received the 4-star ranking for the elementary, middle, and high school. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Thank you, Boyle Countyans, for helping keep Boyle County clean. Don't throw your trash out of your car. Keep it inside till you can dispose of it properly by bringing your plastic water bottles, soda bottles, and energy drink bottles to one of the Boyle County convenience centers for recycling. Let's keep Boyle County looking beautiful today and tomorrow. Please cover those loads when going to the convenience centers.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. Being a gopher, I like to dig. That's what us gophers were born to do, along with eating plants, taunting groundskeepers, and listening to bluegrass music. And I especially enjoy digging around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and I get a headache. Ouch! After all, they're hard to miss since they can be buried anywhere. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. Makes me shake in my paws just thinking about it. You can avoid all of this by calling 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. Calling 811 will help protect your property, and more importantly, you. It's free, and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, brought to you by our friends over at ADA Heated and Air. Trust ADA to be there when you need them the most. ADA is on the way. Call them 859-519-6382. That's ADA Heating and Air. Rain showers, thunderstorms, and a severe weather day for us today. Damaging winds up near 60, maybe even 70 miles per hour at times. A high today of 70, low tonight of 38. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 57, and sunny on Sunday, and a high of 63. It's 9:38 in the morning right now, and we are looking at about 48 degrees, and Patrick McClure is in studio.
The following is a paid program.
Yes, it is. Thank you for that, Jim. What's going on with Patrick this morning?
Morning, Joe. I just came from the courthouse. I had 3 cases on that got resolved fairly quickly.
Yeah?
Just procedural stuff this morning.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't think I was going to be able to be here, and yet here I am.
Here you are.
The only problem is I don't know what we're going to talk about.
It's been a while since you've been in here, Patrick, and I guess the main case that has kind of taken this country's by storm, so to say.
Is Paul McClure coming in 7th at the state
Paul
wrestling?
McClure coming in 7th in the state wrestling championships. Now, it's the Murdoch case that I guess was settled yesterday. A guilty verdict came down on 2 counts of murder, right? His wife and his son. And I'm going to be honest, Patrick, when look, I host the radio show for 4 hours a day. When Top Hour News comes on, usually I'm out getting a drink of water. I'm kind of just taking a break. So I've heard the name Murdoch many times, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know who this guy was. I didn't know he was on trial for murder.
Is it pronounced Murdoch, same as Rupert, but spelled different?
Yeah, they've been pronouncing it Murdoch on the news, so that's how I've been saying it, Murdoch. But so this guy, prominent attorney in South Carolina, apparently was about to go to jail or get indicted for stealing clients' money, and he goes and murders his wife and son and tries to, I guess, make it look like he didn't do it so people would feel bad for him, so maybe he wouldn't get as harsh a sentence on stealing his client's money or something like that, is the way that I understand it.
I know that's a better explanation than I was aware of. I didn't know the background. I knew he was a prominent attorney there. I did not know he was facing prosecution on other grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, people are always surprised when attorneys don't know more about like a case that's big time in the media, and it's because honestly, sometimes we try to look the other way because it's not a respite activity for us. It's, oh gosh, now I'm home and I got to still keep doing the same thing.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
Some still get you. Well, I wasn't a lawyer during the OJ case, but I think that one would have gotten my attention.
Mm-hmm.
The Johnny Depp one, maybe a little bit more just because of who the players were.
Yeah.
But I've had a passing observance of this one. I know that strategically the concern that some of the pundits had was that he was very charming and that he was going to be able to still get something out of the jury that way because he was going to seem so, nice and affable and everything else. And obviously they didn't buy that for nothing because it took them no time to convict the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And his sentencing is today.
I think it is today. Yeah,
that's quick.
Faces 700 years in prison.
Yeah,
which
I got to wonder if that doesn't get continued. So here it would be 30 days later. The jury would make recommendations. Well, I guess you could have that today if this is the jury's recommendations. The final sentencing, though, is handed down, at least here, by a judge after he's reviewed a pretrial. I'm looking for the term that we call them, but it's a pre-sentence investigation.
Okay. So the jury recommends the sentencing?
The jury can recommend the sentencing based on the crime.
Okay. And the judge
is going to then look at some other factors that come out in a PSI, which are going to include the person's criminal history or lack of criminal history, ties to the community. Is it somebody and a lot of this is to determine whether something's going to get probated. There's no way this gets probated. But so the ties to the community is just to see whether you think they're actually going to report to a probation officer. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean this community. If you have somebody from Mount Vernon, then he's going to ask the Rockcastle County probation parole office to oversee it. It'll probably be Bull County that does the PSI, but it's going to be what are the ties there?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And so that's people. that stuff never makes the news, and those reports are confidential.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why sometimes you hear people say, well, why did the judge do this, or why did he do that? It's like, well, you don't know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Right?
So let's talk about this, because I was reading on social media today, and he faces up to 700 years in prison. And someone said, why not just say life? And then another person said, because life is only a 25-year sentence. But that's not necessarily the case, right? They can come up for, is it probation? Not probation.
Well, there's life and there's life without parole.
Parole, yeah. So life would just be, life is 25 years, up for parole after 25 years?
If that's what it is in South Carolina. In Kentucky, the most you can get, the most that you can be asked to serve, regardless of whatever other term, is 70 years. Except in very rare circumstances, in Class A felonies and death penalty cases are the big ones, so this would count. So that can be a true life without parole. People say, well, why would it be 70 years? Why wouldn't it be 100 or whatever else? Have you seen The Shawshank Redemption?
Yes.
Okay, Red. Red is why, all right? Oh, golly, what was the...
Andy's
Brooks.
the other guy.
Well, Brooks, the guy that the library's named after.
Yes, yeah,
that
okay.
gets out. He talks about him being institutionalized.
Yes.
We have an aging population. We have in society. We have an aging population in prison dating back particularly to the 80s drug war. Still going on today. But we have guys that on 3 strikes you're out, so-called 3 strikes you're out. It's called something different in Kentucky, but that's what people usually know it as, that are serving life sentences on drug charges, all right, from stuff that happened in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're in their 60s.
Yeah.
2 problems with that. One, really? I mean,
yeah.
there's just got to be an end point on some of this stuff anyway. But, frankly, that's not going to matter, because somewhere out there's somebody's kid who got hurt because this guy was selling drugs. That argument ain't going to go anywhere. What goes somewhere with the legislature is, okay, it cost us $60 a day to house this guy in 1983. Now he's 68 years old. He's diabetic. He's got a heart condition. He needs, dialysis, and it's costing us $4,000 a day to house him. Or we can put him on parole and put him out on the street where he becomes somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
And that's what really that is. I don't have a problem at all, as you can tell, on the drug cases, because that's that. I don't want to minimize anything, but seriously, if the idea is to punish and treat and rehabilitate and, send a message, at 35 years is probably sufficient to do that. And if it's not, then I don't care if it's 35 or 50 or 100.
It ain't going to happen.
It ain't going to matter.
Yeah. So has there ever been a case where, life without parole in Kentucky, 70 years. Has there ever been a case? Is that wrong?
Yeah, no, I think I said Class A felonies and death penalty cases. So, which death penalty cases are Class A felonies by definition, but they're treated a little bit differently. That 70-year cap doesn't necessarily apply to. It still winds up being used as a little bit of a guide. And the way we really get to the 70 usually involves stacking multiple offenses.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I guess my question was going to be, has there ever been anyone who's got that 70-year sentence and been released? Like they served all 70 years. Now, it would have to be someone who's, you think, relatively young when they're convicted, so 18, 19. 70 years later, here they are as an 89 or 90-year-old, and now they're out of jail. I wonder how many, has there been any cases like that you know of in Kentucky?
There have been in the last 3 years.
Okay.
Think about that for a second. So now they're 75, 80, 90 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They still got diabetes, and they're still on dialysis, and they still have all this other stuff. And now you're also putting them in a confined space with other inmates during a pandemic.
Yeah.
And at some point you get to the Eighth Amendment thing, which is, okay, that's a death sentence, and nobody gave this guy the death penalty, so there it is.
Huh.
Those have popped up. I don't know how many of them were the full 70, but the one that comes up and came up recently, Karen Brown and Elizabeth Turpin were women in Lexington. Elizabeth Turpin was married to the director of the UK band.
Okay.
She wound up in this, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, affair with Karen Brown. Karen was in love with her. That's beyond dispute. And there was another guy that lived in Karen's building. They cooked up this plan to kill the husband for the life insurance money. They put him in the Jacobson Park Lake with bags, whatever, like the mafia would do. But it turns out a lot of that's in the movies, not in real life, because eventually the body floated up.
Mm-hmm.
They found him. Huge case. There's a book. Renee Vicini, the sports information director, at least at the time at UK, wrote a book about it called Fatal Seduction.
Wow.
And it's really an interesting read for those of us who came of age in in and around Lexington in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, because so many of the places these things are all happening at places like the Circle H Saloon or Lina's, or
you recognize all the places.
The old Library Cafe, which was a place next door to where Lina's is now. That a lot of kids loved because they could tell their parents, they're like, oh yeah, well I got to go, Mom. I'm on my way to the library, and be telling the truth. But the Bearded Seal figures in all the same things you see in the Bluegrass Conspiracy and books like that. So anyway, Karen Brown just came up for parole recently. She was the mastermind, and the guy was actually the trigger man. I think it was a knife, but we'll say the trigger man. But they both testified against Liz Turpin. Liz Turpin just got flopped over basically for the rest of her life. And Karen Brown came up and was seeking parole for the 5th time or whatever on the grounds that, well, I provided the testimony that convicted this other person. I should get some leniency for that. And the parole board said no.
Okay.
So her sentence was less than Elizabeth Turpin. So she will get out sooner if she lives long enough. But they said we're not paroling either one of these women. They were sentenced, I think that happened in 1986, 87, so probably went to trial in 88, 89, so they're working on
34 years.
34 years in prison.
So who's on the parole board? Who makes up the parole board?
Appointed by the governor, but it's made up of people that have, and knowledge of the criminal justice
system. Does each
system.
county have their own parole board?
No, there's a state parole board.
Okay. So anybody who comes up for parole anywhere in the state, it's the same board they meet in front of.
So it's like the Court of Appeals, as I understand it, because I've never appeared before the parole board, because you usually don't. It's not like in the movies. You might write briefs to them, but you're not there like Red was, actually in front of them, at least not with attorneys. They do travel, though.
Okay.
They go to the different institutions now. It hadn't always been that way. So quick primer, our Court of Appeals, I forget how many Court of Appeals districts there are, but they serve in 3-judge panels. So you have, let's say, 15 Court of Appeals judges, but you're only going to be in front of 3 at a time, which is why sometimes you can get differing opinions, and then they go to the Supreme Court, which is, you get obviously
the end-all be-all.
The end-all be-all. But at the federal level, you hear talk about in-bank, ENBANC opinions. So that means it's gone up to the 6th Circuit. It would be here, Court of Appeals. And it's been heard by one of these 3-judge panels. And then it gets appealed. It doesn't go directly to the Supreme Court. First thing that usually would happen is it goes to the entire 6th Circuit Court of Appeals to be heard by the whole group, right? It's procedurally, it gets a little boring at that point. But that's kind of how that process works. And the parole board is not dissimilar. But your question was who's on it?
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah.
Those are appointed by the governor with input from each party. It's one of those that have to be some
Republicans,
Democrats, depending on the makeup. It is decidedly going to be made up of former prosecutors, former defense attorneys, former victims advocates, former police. Not because it has to be, not because there's that certification, but the governor's going to pick people that have some background in criminal justice. We hope, anyway. So that's it.
There you go. Patrick McClure, Bailey learning a lot, starting off talking about the Murdaugh trial and ending with people who may age out of the parole system, 70 years or so, or those who come up for parole, meeting from the parole board. Now, Patrick, this is interesting. This is meant to be funny, so I don't want people to think that this is legitimate when I mention this.
Real quick,
go ahead.
My receptionist, Audrey Welch, who's a wealth of information at all times, just sent me a picture that she looked up while we're talking here. The gentleman, and I can't see his name, was just released 68 years in prison.
Wow.
Was actually originally charged as a youthful offender, as a juvenile.
68 years, something to do as a juvenile.
Right.
So how old was he when he got out? Does it say that on there?
I don't have my glasses on, Joe.
Yeah, making you read the small print. I'll let you look at that. We got a commercial break to come up.
Okay, and then we'll go back to your
and coming back up to this, the top things that aren't laws but should be laws. This is what we're going to talk about with Patrick McClurigan. This is just meant to be funny. These are not serious, but top things. Some of you all may agree with these, though. The top 5 laws that aren't laws but should be laws. Coming up right after this with McClure and Bailey on this Friday.
Lee's Famous Recipe of Danville is honored to have served this community since 1972. They're excited to announce they are offering even more $5.99 lunch specials. Choose from Lee's 2-piece breast strip, 2-piece dark chicken, chicken slider, or a barbecue chicken sandwich. All specials come with a side of your choice along with a regular drink and an apple pie or cookie. Wednesday's Customer Appreciation Day. Come on in and ask for the Wednesday special. 3 pieces of famous crispy or strips, 2 sides of your choice, hot homestyle buttermilk biscuit, all $1 off the regular price. Don't feel like cooking tonight? Try one of their family meals. They come in options of 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece selections with your choice of sides. They specialize in catering, so if you need to cater a wedding, office party, funeral, birthday party, or any other special event, call them at 859-236-8777, 236-8777 for a free quote. Let them do all the work for you. They're located at 610 South 4th Street. Drive through or come on in. Lee's Famous Recipe, serving the best chicken in Danville for over 40 years.
Hi, this is Caraway and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check out our tax refund sale. New merchandise arriving weekly and we sell off the floor. Get up to 35% off. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit. Come see Aunt Nana. You'll be glad you did.
Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
Do you have a sunroom, a man cave, a she shed, or a frog? It's a finished room over a garage that needs heat or air? Did you know one of Kentucky's largest ductless mini-split distributors is located in Danville? The HVAC outlet offers the best ductless mini-splits on the market that you can install yourself, or they can assist with installation. Prices start at only $6.99. Call the HVAC outlet, 859-209-1112, or swing by 308 Fackler Street in Danville. All equipment is in stock.
Most people think water pollution is an industrial problem, but it's also a household problem. When you allow hazardous chemicals, paint, or even pet waste to wash down the storm drain, it goes directly into our water. That makes a huge mess today, and an even bigger mess for our kids to clean up tomorrow. It's time we all did our part to protect Kentucky's water. To find out how you can help, visit stormwater.ky.gov. Brought to you by the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet.
Some love him and some hate him. But everybody listens to Sean Hannity weekdays at 3 and Saturdays at 10 on AM 1230 WHIR.
It's 9:55 in the morning. Little Chicago bringing us back. You like Chicago, Patrick?
I do. They got a great horn section.
Yes, good stuff. So here we go, Patrick. It's a shame there are a lot of laws on the books that are kind of stupid, right? And they go back a long time. And we always, one of the great ones we hear about this state is you can't carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket in Kentucky, right? Because that was used to haul off horses or something way back in the day.
Something like that. And I think that has actually now been repealed.
Yeah.
There was an omnibus bill that got rid of a bunch of those.
Okay, so but you hear about those laws, but there are also laws that sound like they should be laws, but they aren't serious enough to be laws. So here we go, Patrick. These are the top laws that aren't laws that should be laws, if that makes any sense. Here we go. Restaurants must get rid of QR codes and go back to using menus. How do you feel about that? It's not a law. Should it be a law? Do restaurants need to use menus? I hate the QR code thing. Give me a menu in my hand so I can look at the pictures and see this thing.
As a law, I think it's up to the seller what they want to do. It's also up to the consumer what they want to pay for.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's caveat emptor. Let the buyer beware. Laissez-faire. Government hands off of business.
Yeah. Here we go. A piece of wood you found in the ocean cannot be considered art. What do you feel about that, Patrick? It's a piece of wood in the ocean. Shouldn't be considered art.
You know, I've seen a lot of really cool pieces of driftwood in Harrington Lake, and If you just pull it out of the lake and it's still got bits of styrofoam on it, I don't think so. I guess some people might, but I also see people that'll go in and not like sand them down fine or whatever, but enough to put some varnish on or whatever and preserve them, and they
make it look nice.
Yeah.
Here we go.
They're definitely decorations. I guess that art's in the eye of the beholder, but they're definitely decorative.
Yeah. Top laws that aren't laws but should be laws. Here's one. No more movies with the phrase, "We're not so different, you and I."
I don't know why that even matters, but
they're just saying it's an overused phrase in movies. You shouldn't be able to use that anymore.
If that's
in movies.
The case, then we're going to need a whole new volume of books.
Here's one. Attic insulation must be a different color than cotton candy.
I mean, I think that's a consumer issue. I don't disagree. As someone who, and by the way, you don't just put that stuff in attics. Sometimes you hang it under floors.
Mm-hmm.
You have to use these little pins to stick it up and everything.
Yeah.
And I had that job working for my mom, and let me tell you that it's not.
It wasn't no fun.
Well, and that stuff gets, you're supposed to wear gloves, but it still gets all up in your skin and everything. And one of the little, trial by fires working in that industry is some guy will tell you, you need to go home and take a hot bath, really take a hot bath to get that out. No. That opens up your pores and gets it more in, and then you itch for 3 weeks. It's terrible.
Here's one. Nobody outside of Kentucky can use the word taters.
I would imagine that there's some folks in Tennessee and West Virginia
Who's
that would object to that a lot.
I remember.
Here, I'll throw one on you, though, that's a good one, and there's a history on this. For years, one of the ones that would show up on here is Congress can't vote themselves a pay raise.
Yeah?
Period, but then it would be, or at least that takes effect until after the next election, right? Come to find out, James Madison had that same thought in 1787. It was in the original version of the Bill of, not the Bill of Rights per se, but the first, would have been 11 amendments to the Constitution, didn't get ratified. Now, when amendments go around, they usually put a sunset clause on them. So if it's not ratified within 10 years, it dies, whatever else, right? This one didn't.
Okay.
So that laid there, unacted upon, for 200 years.
Wow.
And then Utah, which wasn't a state or really even known about at the time that this thing was first brought up, said, wow, we do think that's a good idea, ratified it, and that's your 28th Amendment.
There you go. Thanks to Utah, our friends out west. We love it. Patrick, appreciate you being on. McClure and Bailey. 236-8888 is the phone number. 236-8888. And that is your hometown team. Patrick McClure, Brian Bailey, and the great staff there, McClure and Bailey. Patrick, appreciate you being on.
Thank you very much, Joe. Have a good weekend.
10 o'clock in the morning, Top Hour News is coming your way next here on The Joe Show on WHIR. And stay weather aware today, people. Stay weather aware. It's 10 o'clock.
This is the talk of the town.